it's weird to say because a lot of stuff happened, but then also it didn't happen because it kept repeating. But several instances of us, there was some poisoning going on with the owner. Tried to burn the place down, that didn't quite work. Tried to attack the lady, that didn't work. Ended up on our way downstairs. I'm kind of skipping everything because it didn't matter really, but made our way downstairs to made our way downstairs.
It didn't matter. None of it mattered
until the very. None of it mattered until the very end when we fought the actual. I think what was her name, Miss Charlotte, the poor unfortunate Miss Charlotte, and this giant mound of goo and flesh. Totally about got ganked there. Felix,
fine.
He was fine. He's fine. He made it fine.
It's just a flesh wound.
Blondie got almost eaten. She got out just fine though. Nespa, he got whacked but didn't feel anything at all because he's just got a bunch of stuff on him. Felix was half drunk the entire time, so he didn't care. He went invisible. We learned later he went back upstairs and started drinking again, so it doesn't really. So he kind of missed the whole ordeal and made his choice to stay there and then just enjoy the atmosphere for what could possibly be forever. Because we killed Miss Charlotte and her hold on the place collapsed, rendering. Barry, you probably can test this. So the way I understood it was basically there's a time loop. In order to get out of the loop, you have to kill Miss Charlotte. Once she's dead, and now you can't kill Miss Charlotte again to get out of the time loop.
Correct. The only thing that is basically the only thing that was wrong about the time loop. I mean, the time loop itself is, of course, like an incausality. It's wrong. But there was one thing in that which was wrong as well, which was Miss Charlotte. And one thing that you didn't learn, but I can tell you right now, the whole reason this time loop existed and why she was there in the form that she was, it was obviously some sort of like weird contamination by delirium. But it should have killed her, like anyone else. If you get impaled by a piece of the meteor or whatever, like you're dead, and maybe you come back as a husk or something, but not like this. The whole reason this happened to her is because she actually was rising through the ranks in music as she did. And as she did, she actually came across someone who made it possible for her to make a wish, as in the magic wish. And she wished to be the best piano player in Drakkenheim alive. And because of the weird choice of words, she couldn't die, and a time causality was created around her in the form that she was, basically protecting her from the fact that she wasn't, you're not allowed to die. And you changed that. So you basically fixed the error. But because of that, the time loop has to exist because it was once called up. So the time loop is still there. It's just Miss Charlotte is gone. The real Miss Charlotte. The image is still there.
The one thing I do regret is, like last week, I should have used thaumaturgy and yelled for everybody to get out because the poor magic guy dissolved. I'm sure he probably reappeared. It reappears next cycle, but for that one, he dissolved into nothing. But I should have just used thaumaturgy to get everybody out. So like the people, like the guy upstairs, I thought about, he probably would have survived, and maybe the paladin lady probably would have made it out. But it is what it is.
Hashtag you can't have them all. So that is indeed what happened last time. So you are currently outside, minus Felix, looking at what seems to be a reappeared Black Ivory Inn.
Go smart.
Oh,
sorry, I didn't mute myself.
No problem. Outside of a reappeared Black Ivory Inn that seems pretty much the way that you left it when you got out. So my question for now is, what is your next move?
I think I think we probably all, after the fight, need to use a long rest. I think that's what we were talking about, especially Atoli. Although Atoli, you got cure wounds. Did I give you?
Bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Or I didn't do any healing, but
Nesfip did.
My wife just made these. That's why.
Oh, that's nice. What is it? Like, is that like a piece of meat?
It's it's one of my
A
emotes.
piece of meat.
Like,
It's like
oh, no.
pearls.
It's the perler bead thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
It's where you like
you made like a
put those
couple
together and then you heat it a little bit. It makes a little.
potential
You
coasters.
used to make. Yeah. Those are cute.
So
It's
I
not a
think
piece of meat.
well, I
You,
like
you, you
a
know,
thing,
you know the
like a
song
little
of Britney
bone in
Spears,
there.
by the way. Yeah, you know the song of Britney Spears, right? Like "Piece of Me," and I cannot like this is a misheard lyric. Every single time I hear that song, is like I missed the lifestyle of the rich and famous. You want a piece of meat? I cannot unhear that. Like I know that's not what she sings, but I cannot unhear that.
That's okay. My dad always heard genie in a Bible when it came to
Genie and a
Christianity.
Bible.
Genie in a Bible.
Anyways, continue.
Well, I was thinking we probably should go look at the basement and see how that looks, because if based on, I guess, Barry slash Felix, what they said is I guess the upstairs is in the time loop, the
We
downstairs.
should not go even onto this. Like we should go around the building and down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was thinking go around it and just
Right here.
and peek in there and see if it looks like it's been there for 15 years, then it's okay. If it looks like if we still see the guy sleeping, then we know that it's not okay. Is basically.
Well, if we still see the guy sleeping, it's already too late.
Oh yeah, because we gotta go in the. Cause we have to, well, no, because we'd have to open the door to go in. So you open the door and you
I'm
could
just
see
saying,
him.
like, if going down there means there's people down there that are alive, then
Oh, you
we're
mean
already in the loop again.
Oh, you mean
and
the
it's
only
too
guy
late.
that I killed in there?
Well, no,
Well,
like I'm talking about like these.
you
Like
did
basically,
kill him, but everybody came back alive every time. So
yeah.
It's
Well,
okay.
I'm talking about
I feel
instead
good
of
about it.
not going in there. I'm talking about just going to the door and looking in.
we're still frozen though. Are we allowed to move around?
No, you're not.
No, we're not. Like, what's going on?
I would
Okay.
like to get back home.
I would like to go to
I'm hurting.
see. Yeah, we should. I don't know.
So you wanted
I
to
have
have a
all
look in the
my
basement,
hit
right?
points, but
Yeah, it's before we go in there, like look and see if it looks like it's been 15 years, or if it looks like it's still fresh, like like it's in a time loop.
So I won't switch the map unless you really want to dive down in there. But when you look down there, it looks dusty and luckily relatively untouched, so nothing has broken down there. It seems like you can still walk down. But it definitely looks a lot more dusty than the last time that you went down there. All the lights are also no, the lights are actually still working because it's magic fire. But there is no one down there, it seems.
Okay, so I guess mission accomplished, but
do we want to?
But- do we want to go there and look around, see if there's anything down there?
Well, or should we? Like, what time of day is it? Is it?
It is like this all took a bit of time, but not like the longest. So it is still afternoon. You still have a couple of hours of daylight.
Afternoon.
Yeah, 'cause
And
we were in there
Atoli-
for 3 loops, so that'd be 12 hours.
If time were going the same speed inside.
Yeah,
as
if it
well.
goes
Yeah.
yeah. I know. Maybe I don't know.
We're
You
we're
went in-
tired, but
You went
it's
in pretty
like-
early in the day because you went here like first thing basically. And it is now
Yeah.
like afternoon / late afternoon. So you still have a couple of hours of daylight.
If I'm not mistaken, there was a giant piece of meteor that fell on Miss Charlotte.
Well, let's
You
put
you
it
want to
this
get
way.
some of that
Let's
meteor.
let's put it this way. She didn't fuse with it; it fused with her.
That's a way to put it.
Well, I'm thinking that it might be good to see if we can.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
No.
Also, another point, didn't we make didn't we want to meet someone in Oh, what is the town called? Or
Oh,
the
the mill,
yeah,
No, not entirely.
under something.
We were supposed to figure out if this place still was available to sneak into the town, the center of town, and then report back.
no,
Yeah.
not.
No, but
Yeah,
that lady that we saved, Petra, she went to she was like, meet us in 2 days at the mill. So that would be tomorrow. She would be at the mill.
No, oh, was it 2
Remember?
days? Wasn't it 3?
I think it was 2
Nope, it
days.
was 2. It was
2
definitely
days.
2.
I was
I-
definitely
I-
taking notes.
I'd like to go look at least because before we go and say, hey, go tell Blackjack that this area's you can go use the basement. I'd like to make sure that we aren't just letting them have a giant hall before we do it.
Ackerman.
That's my mindset. And I don't really want to come back here after we go back and rest up.
Well, was it a? I thought we were we were finding a passageway down here, not the
which is
not the delirium.
But the passageway, she had delirium. She was stabbed with delirium. Like that's what made her into a monster. So if we killed her and she's down there, there's gonna be a big thing of delirium there. And I don't want Blackjack Mel to go down there and say, okay, oh wow, it's sure nice they left this giant piece of delirium for us to haul off.
Blackjack Mel, do we think he's smart enough to not just go right into that bar?
I did
stuck in his own little time loop. Like
I don't, but I also carved a warning on the step. So if they don't heed the warning, that's on them. I tried.
I also got my movable rod down there. It might still remain there. So
yeah, we should.
Let's go. If nothing else, we can go get the rod. We can go get the rod, and also
I really,
Tali,
really don't want to go down there.
Barlin, you go first.
I'll go first.
And Barlin.
I'm gonna go down the stairs.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna stay upstairs and hide somewhere. I'm gonna hide in like the shadows over here or something.
As you will. In that case, let us bring up the basement. Here you are. I will hide you for now, totally, since you're not here.
Survival.
No one's there.
Right. So
I am. No, the door is basically off its hinges. I'm using the same map because I don't have like an aftermath map, but most of the furniture will still be here. It's just like it looks a lot more dilapidated than last time. Like this looks like it's been gathering dust for the last 15 years.
Good sign.
What the cellar over here, does that look dilapidated or is that fresh?
Yeah, absolutely. There will be some bags with like foodstuffs and whatnot, but they will all have been like rotting away.
The wine shelf. How does that look?
So that is a very good question. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Starting out strong.
Amongst the bottles that are there, you notice that there is a couple that still have their cork on and are still filled with liquid. You notice that there's a total of 3 bottles that are still filled with a liquid and are corked that are Crownland wine, which is the local vintage.
Well, I will go ahead and take it because I am assuming the bottle I had dissolved to ash.
Have you looked?
I guess I haven't looked. At this point, I guess I'd look. Is it dissolved to ash?
No, you actually have the bottle still on you.
Sweet!
It went with you outside of the loop.
Okay, well, I'm still going to take those 3 bottles.
One of them is aged. The ones that were left in here are aged, but the one that Nabarlin took with him is not. Right?
Correct. Yeah, correct.
So this is.
Is it?
I don't know anything about wine. I just know
if you look, and you'll be able to see. You'll be able to see from the label, like the label that is on the one that you took with you, Nabarlin, will look still relatively fresh because it's a freshly imported one, like a freshly made one. The other 3 that you'll get off the shelf over here, the labels will look a little yellowed.
Okay, so it's Crownland wine.
He's just taking it all.
Yeah, I'm just gonna because Crownland. What was it? 11/10/11? Was it the year that it was? What was the-
1111. So just four ones. Yeah.
One, and then one is fresh, one fresh, and one or three but aged. I'll add them later. Well, that's what I was curious about. Or somebody
Let's go
will
get that
want.
rod.
Yeah.
Where are you where are you keeping these bottles, by the way? Just in your backpack?
My backpack. I mean, that's all I got. My backpack, or in the. I'm protecting them with the sack of clothes that I have.
Okay.
Yeah. They're
Wrapped up in your panties.
not my panties. They're somebody else's panties. I don't know who they were.
Oh my
Whose panties they
God.
are.
I don't know why I said that. Okay, let's go.
Oh, 11.
And this area. Well, before I go in, it all looks 15 years aged.
Yeah, I think a couple of the pieces of the furniture will be broken. Maybe some of them are missing, indicating that someone might have been down here at some point during the last 15 years. Maybe you'll find like some playing cards still and whatnot that are left on the table, but like it's in a sorry state.
Any human remains?
Um, yeah, as a matter of fact, there would be some human remains. Good point. Almost forgot about that because I removed the tokens. Yeah, there will be a bunch of bodies down here, which are like,
Bunch of
completely
bodies.
gone. But there will be like 10 to 15 corpses down here.
Cool. Cool.
When Nespip is standing, the thief guy took out a key to open the doors. Is the key still there?
Are you looking specifically for the guy that had the key on him? Because you'll be able to tell by the clothing.
Yeah,
You know
I'm
what they
looking
were
for the
wearing.
key or for the guy with
If
the
you
key.
if you look for this guy, you know what he was wearing because you've interacted with him, and you look on his person, you'll find a key.
Okay.
All right,
You're the
that's it.
first one to ask that.
Shall we? I guess we shall.
Can I search a few of these other bodies?
Sure.
Because
Anything
they're
specific you're
criminals,
looking
right?
for? Or
They
just...
must have had money. Just money.
Okay, fair enough. Give me an investigation check to see if you can find anything.
Okay. I'm not very good at this. Oh no, I'm okay at it, but it's not.
I say, like you're a rogue, you should be okay at that.
I'm okay. I have +1. Like it's not.
Yeah, that's good enough.
It's not ideal.
As you go through them,
13.
you'll notice that a couple of them have like coin pouches and whatnot on them, and they're empty, suggesting once more that someone has probably already give this place a once over.
Right.
But I mean, 30 is not bad. So I'll grant you that you find like 8 gold. Like one of them still had his coin purse on them and like wasn't looted. So you'll grab 8
Cool.
gold from
I'll
that.
take it. I'll take it. Definitely take it.
I guess now the question of the moment is there a rod sitting there in the middle of the
Is there a rod
is.
in the middle of the room? Oh yeah.
There is. The rod is still there. You can take it.
I'm gonna go there and pick it up.
If you go into the
then-
room beyond that, I covered it up because it's part of the map, the gaping mouth, that was in the ground. So I just quickly covered it up because it isn't there anymore. You will see that there is like an indent in the map or in the ground where this monstrous creature once was, but nothing of this monstrous creature remains there.
I'm looking at, so there's no crystal that killed her initially, if that's gone too.
There's no huge crystal sticking out of the hole or anything. No.
Can I
Yeah, what
try
about-
to do a loud whistle and call Tali to me?
You can. Gosh, what do you roll for like a whistle? Performance check?
Oof.
Like a
Next.
You whistle. It's off key. I'm not sure if you were aiming for a key, but it's off. But it's loud. There is a chance that Talia might have heard you, but how long do you wait?
I would
I'm just gonna wait as long as the others are down here and go out.
Is
I guess,
this
I'm not that attached.
yeah, you can rebuild. You can rebuild her. You can remake her.
We have the technology.
what's
It takes
going
a little
on
while.
over here?
So there are two very large oak-bound doors that are pretty nice actually. Uh, funny thing is they're on the ground. They're laying on the ground. But looking at them, they kind of look like they're a little bit off the ground. Not as if they're floating or anything, but they're thick for a door. Like a door should just be like flat on the ground. This one is like a bit off the ground, like it's lying on something. Beyond that, if you look inside the tunnel, you'll see two things. Because there's a tunnel behind, you'll see two things. One, you'll see that tunnel extends, and you just see Thali going around the corner, walking back.
Oh, beautiful.
Yay!
Okay, so
Um,
this is our little path.
I'm
Got my
gonna
boots in the back.
use my spear to. You said it's laying on something. I'm gonna try and pry it up and see what's laying on.
So, looking on the other side of the door, now that Miss Charlotte is not covering that entire wall anymore, it seems that side actually looks like a bookcase. This was apparently a hidden door.
Oh, okay.
I'm here for it. Um,
Huh.
can we
Is this-
see what were there any good books in there? Or-
Oh
like,
yes, quite.
is it just like how to hide your secret passage?
As you look at the bookcase, because this is actually in the book, as you look at the bookcase, like for anything interesting, you very quickly notice that all these books are made of wood. They're part of the bookcase.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I thought
that's
something
that's
like that
funny.
would be the case. Was like, there's no way there's real books down here.
Nope.
Okay. So the question is, how far do we want to go in here with a Tolly not down here? Because this
Yeah,
seems to be the passage that we were looking for, and we can come back here.
And if you have
Yeah.
to meet the Hooded Lantern and tomorrow, I'm not sure if it's the best choice to go down there now. So
Yeah, we can come back. Assuming nobody else finds it, but I mean, the odds of somebody finding this is about as the same as them finding the inn, and those only half dozen people or so who are from our time. So.
and I can lock the outer doors, and I'm holding up the key.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, boy.
Fuck yeah. That'll keep everyone who is stopped by a locked door out.
Why am I just imagining the Barlin just like seeing the key and he goes, "Yeah, boy."
So looking into
Okay.
this passageway behind the doors, like, do you look down the hallway a little bit, like
Yeah,
down
I'm checking stuff out since I'm Neberlin would to see what's down there before we
Oh my.
So- What you notice is that this is a long passageway, like a very long passageway. You cannot see the end of it. This is quite a distance. The only thing that you'll immediately pick up,
that.
like sensory wise, is there is a very subtle draft here. Like it's subtle, like it's not windy or anything, but there is a subtle draft here, and like it's musky. Like there is a certain, like you know, that smell of like a place that is perpetually in like a very moist state, like, you know, rotting wood and whatnot. It gets that sort of like a musk smell. You smell that down this hallway.
Let's see, what's her movement? Fly speed is 60, so I'm gonna send Thistle just to do a course, just flying down there for 60 to 100. What would that be to here? Just to get a look.
It'll
What?
basically continue another 100 feet. Like, this is a long tunnel, it seems.
Okay.
This
All
will
right.
be a
Yeah, we should
travel
prob-
rather than just a check.
Yeah, we should probably come back then. You come on. Right. I guess before I go, I'm probably be looking because there was, looking for delirium, but I guess there's none down here.
I think you can give me a investigation check of the crater itself that was left in the ground to see if you learn anything from that.
Ooh, that nearly
Not
landed on this
bad.
one.
All right. That'll tell you two things. One, you remember that sort of like that purplish like residue that you also saw at the Chapel of St. Brenna in the ground, indicating that there might be something there. You see that over here as well, indicating that some delirium might have been here, which makes sense as you know the backstory, what has happened here. It isn't here anymore, which leads you to believe that someone probably beached to this at some point. Another thing is you will see bits and pieces of iron. They're tiny. But this was another like meteoric fragment. It's not just a big chunk of crystal, but it's crystal and metal that hit here, indicating it's actually a part of the meteor that hit here.
Is it like the meteor ore?
Yeah, the iron of like because the meteor was like mostly iron and a good chunk of crystal.
Oh, okay. Well, how could I?
Can you take some pieces?
Well, like, because I'm asking if it's like we saw down in the rat tunnel, like the metal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Yeah,
over
how-
here, it's not that big a chunk. There's just like leftover pieces, but those are there.
okay. Could I take that with me? I mean, I guess. Yeah,
You can. There are about 5 clumps that are about like a handful, so 5 handfuls of meteoric iron.
Okay. So I'm just. I mean, it might not be a lot, but it might be enough for the blacksmith to make an actual hardened arrow.
Who knows, right?
One
We'll see.
hardened arrow. Okay. Um. Well, I'm. If you just want to grab that stuff, I feel like there's not
Yeah.
much else to do down here
Yeah.
until we're ready to go down that passage.
Are you guys ready to go back to the surface then?
I'd agree. Nespip, be ready?
Yeah,
I-
we can.
I
Let's go.
imagine, Nespip, you want to lock these doors, so I will do that then.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock them.
I will obviously help you guys beyond the door.
You're stuck.
Allow me.
The DM has locked you in.
There you go. You can leave your tokens over here. We'll switch to map.
Cool.
And here we are.
Oh, I just had a weird deja vu moment. Oh, that's weird. I don't like it.
I've just been
Oh,
in this
entirely
place
with you, Harry.
before.
Holy, you there? Are you there?
I'll emerge slowly from the shadows.
What's
So-
the magic?
What's up?
Passageway's all good to go.
You slithering in?
I feel it totally in. It's good to go. There's a big passageway that we probably should rest up and come back to. It's a long ways down. So
I want to go
guess-
home and see the new roof of our home.
Oh, that might be a good
Yeah,
idea.
the new roof. Forgot about that.
Being a
It's
homeowner
all the way
now.
on the other side of Drakkenheim, though, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. It's a bit of a travel. From
I
where you are
mean,
now.
we can travel to what was it called? Eckerman Mill. Meet up
Ackerman, yeah.
there with the lantern. And after that, maybe check out the tunnel because it was supposed to be a way over under the river or over the river. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's probably the best bet. Basically, have to do what we did is go around outside the city.
The outside of the castle.
Yeah. I'm down with that. Felix, you. Oh.
Aw.
Oh, that hurts.
I love the call out.
Hurts. Very sad.
So you guys are ready to depart?
Yeah,
Ah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I think so.
Just a quick question: can we still see people moving through the windows in the inn itself?
Yep, it is 100% lively in there.
Okay. That's it for now. But I have ideas, maybe.
Nespip's new plan to free Felix at some point, and then
Not to
have
free him,
juggle
but
two
use him to get
characters.
money.
All right. You are currently leaving the area of the Black Ivory Inn, and I believe you wanted to travel like around the castle again, back to
Yeah. So
either
out,
Ackerman
out,
Mill or the outskirts, right?
out north and then west.
All right. Are you going to take the quickest route, the shortest route?
We're gonna take the damn
What are you
same
gonna do?
route we came in, because
Yeah.
that was
Oh.
safe.
Yeah,
Was.
probably going for the safest and not the quickest.
All right.
It was.
Because we have a little bit of time before.
We also have a little bit of ouchies.
Yeah.
Yes, that as well.
And we're-
so we're
we-
going
We're
going
down
slow with
we're down a body, so
We could
Yeah.
quickly check out the gate too, because
No.
that went really well
Yeah.
last time.
Nespip.
No.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm
No.
with you. We should go.
No.
We should go check it
no
out.
more gates.
I mean, the person that got screwed over there isn't with you anymore, so technically your odds are better this time.
You're not. The fact that there were two people that were greedy in this goddamn group to start with, and now there's only one, should speak volumes.
Yes.
Well, it's not so much that I want to take something as that I think the intellectual
Mhm.
curiosity that
Yeah.
Nespip is sharing,
Sure.
I also agree with.
Right.
Which way we come in?
Intellectual
Did we go this way and then out, or we to go through these
Yeah, you
roads right
basically
here?
went down the street, like you went through the house, in between the houses, of course. You didn't walk on the street, but you basically went down that street, across King's Road, and then around the castle. So, who is taking charge?
Um,
I mean, I'm
Nesta,
banged up, but
do we want to go just peek over? Like, I would like to just look. We're not going to do anything to it. We're just going to go look and see how that gate looks.
I
Sure.
don't
Okay.
I don't
Oh
think
my
we
God,
should
no.
risk anything right now.
All right. If the other intellectual curious person doesn't want to do it, then I will back down and we just go the same way.
You sure? It's a really pretty gate.
Shut up.
I know.
Don't do
Sure.
that.
It's the King's Gate.
Yeah.
Did we hear something about the King's Gate that is guarded by ogres or something? Or was
Yes.
it another gate?
Trolls, I think.
Where's my
Could be.
notes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was she talking about? Because Petra said, was she talking about the number 2 gate or the number 3 gate? Because one of those, you're right. One of them it has ogres or trolls or something guarding it. So
There's a big difference between those two, huh?
I know, but I think it was.
There is a big difference between ogres and trolls.
Yes.
There is.
Oh, ogres are large pieces of meat that are dumb but strong. Trolls are smart but strong, and they can regenerate.
Don't want to
right.
fuck with
They're
a
the
troll.
ones who are super hard to kill. Yeah.
Yeah, you cut a hand off to get a hand back. Like that's
That's
I think it was
ridiculous.
ogres. I think she said ogres.
Trolls are like Deadpool, man.
yeah.
I have spiders written by the King Gate, but the spiders were at the college.
Other side. Yeah,
Yep.
they were at the other
College.
side.
It's trolls and the King's Gate. I found the notes. So we know what's there. We probably shouldn't risk it right now.
Yeah, no.
All right. Yeah,
Maybe another
let's
time.
I mean,
Let's
another
head
contrast
out.
is like at least you can talk to trolls instead of to ogres. You know?
Yeah, but they can
Well,
also
I
just be
can-
like, we don't like you.
I don't want to
anyway.
influence your campaign. Like,
Well, I can talk to ogres. I'm very familiar with ogres.
But there's not
Well,
ogres.
let's leave.
Okay, we go. Let's go. Go back out.
so as you're moving, Atoli, you're leading the charge, right?
I'm not sure if I'm leading it this time around and more instructing.
I can
Or-
try to lead.
I'm
Yeah.
up with them. Like I'm thinking more it's a survival skill. What's Neberlin's survival skill? Why should it be something really bad?
I mean, mine's +6 still, but
Yeah, mine's +2.
Mhm.
That's what's yours?
all right,
+1.
whatever.
Plus 1. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
I'm
Well,
still.
Atoli's up there. I'm up there with them, giving them like a He's leaning
Pat
on
on the back.
Blondie. Yeah.
So the fact that you are helping him a little bit because he is hurt will basically negate the fact that I was going to ask for a disadvantage. So you can do a straight roll, but on survival, yes, to see how you are doing.
Fine.
21. Yeah, that'll avoid one thing.
Great.
When you
Then there's 4 others.
which I will explain. As you get closer to the King's Road, all of a sudden you hear like very heavy footsteps. And you can hear that before you can see it. But this sounds different from what you've heard before. So I imagine you hide away behind a house or something. You basically just pull to the side, like tell the rest of like stuff.
Yeah.
And as you hide away, there is this giant creature, like not giant, but like really big creature. Kind of lanky, kind of long arms, long hair, holding like part of a building as a club, basically. Very long nose, who sort of shuffles by towards the gate. If it wasn't obvious already, that is a troll.
Yep.
He didn't spot you guys. As he is past, you can make it across the road to the other side of the village, and you can pursue your way. As you are doing so, however, even with this 21.
I mean, I would like to wait till he's out of eyesight.
Oh, that is fine. That is fine. So you'll take how long?
If he's shuffling by, probably an extra 5 minutes before the footsteps are pretty much out of ear.
Sure. So you're
Hearing
absolutely
range.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
So even if you would turn around,
I'm
he would.
pretty certain they have a fairly good sense of smell too.
I mean, could be.
So yeah, I'm waiting.
Okay. There is no way that he'll turn around and suddenly like spot you because like you still do have like in this case you have the haze in your advantage. It does like take your sight after a couple of 100 yards. So there is no way that he can spot you. You're fine. Moving across the road, you have a couple more like side streets and whatnots to go through. And you basically follow the route that you took last time as well as you remember because you didn't leave any marks. With your 21, you'll be able to follow the exact same route. However, as you turn from one street to another and you come around a corner, you hear another thing. It sounds a bit like there's fighting going on. It isn't like a large army or anything, but it definitely sounds like a struggle.
Sounds like it's not my
And,
problem.
Well, we're gonna have a look.
Him just never joins us again. We walk on by. We leave him.
Oh yeah, right.
We just never. We're like every day. Every
we ran
session,
into
we're like,
this
There's
encounter
another
with like
struggle. There's another struggle. Go look at this. Really?
Yeah, no, sounds like it's not our
And
problem.
we never
Bye.
get him back. Oh my god. No.
So as you let me as a matter of fact, let me give you a little bit more leeway because with that 21, I'm gonna give you a little bit of an advantage here.
Oh wow, that was a lot. Holy shit. Oh, okay.
Because there was a little.
And I'm gonna position you over here behind the building. There we go.
Great. That's
So
a
as you're
great
coming-
escape route.
As you
Yeah,
are
that's
coming
fine.
into this area, you basically hear the struggle like beyond the rubbled buildings in the center of this map. And as you look around the corner, you spot something really interesting. You spot what you think might be some sort of a greenish character, but I think the description of that would be best left to the person that we're talking about. If you would take it, Tim. If they look in your direction, what do they see?
They see a small, let's say, 3 feet something tall, green-skinned creature that looks somewhat like a goblin, but the proportions seem a bit wrong. They are wearing some nice and somewhat colorful leather armor and are not carrying any obvious weapons. And in one hand, they are clutching a smoking pipe, of all things. And I assume they are in trouble.
Yes, very much so. I do want to ask one more thing. There is one more thing with you. Is that currently out or not?
Whoa,
It's
whoa,
off but
whoa,
invisible.
whoa. what a thing to
It's a
ask.
it's a very special character. So they're currently invisible.
Yes.
Fair enough. In that case, we will leave the description of that for later. Yeah, you are currently very much in trouble because it seems that this greenish creature that you spot was wandering down the street and all of a sudden is just standing there, sort of like deadlocked, looking at like, what the hell is that? And you hear again, sort of like these thunderous, heavy steps.
Oh, for the love of God.
Kind of sounding like a troll, but as you look in that direction, it is not a troll. Very much so, it is not a troll. Instead of that, it is something that you have never seen before. There
As
is
is-
this grand, hulking piece of muscle and flesh that is walking towards this small green creature. And you will see very quickly that this small creature probably doesn't stand a chance if he just stands there the way he is.
Well, as I said
Mm.
before we entered this encounter, sounds like not my problem.
You can elect to walk away right now. We've discussed this. You are totally allowed to walk away. What do
Okay,
you-
bye.
You can.
No.
Like it's fine. It's
Oh,
just like
for God's sakes.
We're just gonna make Tim keep creating new characters. It's terrible.
It's just the same with a different mustache every time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how so? Although Thistle isn't on here, by the way.
Oh, yep. Good point.
Talia's
Uh,
one.
How are we?
I want to know how solid all of these walls are. Like,
Yeah, how are we
could-
seeing
can this guy? He's going this way. He's going towards
So the
this
center area.
green man. So can
Yeah,
he
so-
see us all the way over here?
No. I mean, if he looks in your direction and you guys are standing in full view, yes, he should be able to. But I don't think he has a reason to look around him right now because the danger is right ahead of him. This large creature is lumbering down the street, and I think as you are seeing this situation is the moment that this large creature basically sees the green creature in front of him. The center of the map, all those
Okay.
walls over there are like, you can, if you hide behind that, it's going to give you half cover at best. Like they're all rubble.
Okay.
Okay.
But you can definitely shoot over it or anything if you want to. It's a straight shot.
Heck, yeah. Okay.
And is this
Uh,
in the way of where we need to go, or is it not?
You can
in the
turn
way?
around and find another route if you want to.
I
I'm
So
just
for-
like trying to be like, like
I mean,
it's a fair
question. There-
I'm going to use. Let's see. I mean,
someone's gonna need to. I'm sorry. Someone's gonna have to convince Atoli to do this.
I mean, first of all, one thing that might happen is as this creature approaches, the green creature will just start booking it. Because that's scary as fuck. And he'll
yeah,
start.
he's just gonna stand
just-
there and get eaten.
Yeah, no.
Deer in headlights, no.
He'll just turn and start booking it while screaming obscenities at
Fuck,
in that general direction.
Oh,
this shit. I'm not
loudly.
signing
Okay.
up for this shit. Rancor, she could have really warned me about that thing.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna cast Thaumaturgy and have what he's screaming repeat inside the build. Let me go a little bit closer. Inside the building over here.
Oh, that's daring. Okay. And what are you screaming exactly?
What I'm just having whatever he's saying and screaming happen over here too. So now the creature has two of the little green guys, at least his voice, yelling in two different spots.
So you're trying to mimic the sound that you've just heard of a creature that you've never heard talk before.
It doesn't. Well, creature I've never heard talk. He's screaming. I guess
He's
it's
screaming
asking
in coma, but you're trying to mimic the voice. So, like, you can make a sound, no issue. But like, if you're trying to mimic him, that's a different story. You've never heard him talk before. He has a different vocal, like, intonation and whatnot. It's different. You just want to use your own voice to say "boo" like over there. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, just do that. Like, I'm gonna throw my voice basically over there. I'll just do that instead. And repeat what he says too. I won't even try and do that. I'll just repeat what he says.
Cool. Give me a performance check to see if this creature will respond to that in kind.
Nebarland's back.
Okay, so the creature will stop dead in its track, will turn to see what made that sound, and in turning, we'll see you standing there in the street because this is like half walls.
Yeah, that's why I'm staying back here, guys.
He's gonna
I'm
come for
tiny,
you.
so I'm still hidden behind the walls.
Yep, but this is an initiative roll. You guys are gonna fight.
Oh, for the love of fuck, Nebarland.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fight, and freaking Felix's character is just gonna run off. He's like, not my problem.
I rolled Starly. Whoops. Wait, how?
Oh, I can't. I rolled a 1.
I saw.
Wah.
So should I roll for the other one a separate initiative, or will they go right after me?
They take their turn right after you, so just take it in the same roll.
Okay.
Alrighty. I'm still missing the role of Nespip, I believe.
Yeah, I accidentally rolled a Starly, but it should be a 16.
Yeah, we'll just take that one as yours.
It rolled as me, but it pushed Tali into the initiative, so...
That's okay. You probably had Tali selected.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, cool. Let's do this.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Atoli, whether or not you want to join in, it is your turn.
I mean, first of all, he's gonna be like staring at Nebarland in the wide open street, being spotted, and be like, "Mother," and then swift around the half cover that's basically covering most of him. He's gonna find a couple of cracks in the wall and open up the dance floor with 3 magic missiles.
Nice.
Can we not do this multiple times?
Yes. So that's a 2, a 4,
and a 2.
and a 2. So for a total of 8. And noted. They all hit, of course.
Because they can't miss. Anyways.
There's always a way.
Sure. And that's going to be that. He's going to slink behind cover again.
Cool. Nespip, your turn.
I would probably already have been on Tali while riding around in Drakkenheim.
Yep.
So I'm gonna run. Tali has a movement speed of 40, I think. Yep.
Yep.
So I'm gonna run up here in front.
Daring.
I'm gonna yell to the green creature, "We got your back, but please help us."
Help him before he gets ours.
I am inclined to agree.
And should I do that or should I keep that? Like we have this. Gotta look at my spells. Yeah, that should be enough. I'm gonna take out another bit of some glitter and blow it towards the creature, and I'm casting Fairy Fire.
Love it. That is a dexterity save.
Yeah,
What's
of 13.
He makes that with a 17.
Ah, damn it. So, is there anything else useful? Tali ran ahead. I used my action. I could send Tali further in. I'm gonna. It was Tali. Oh, I only dragged myself down. Oops. I'm gonna at this point dismount Tali and have him stand in front of me.
That's fair. Alrighty,
And
Nebarlan.
Okay. Please. I'm gonna tell Blondie to attack. She's like, "Don't stop. Just go at him." She's gonna run ahead of me. Kind of out of turn, but just getting her up there. This will also is gonna come over here. And then I will. Far as this 35. Yeah. Aglalombo. Let's see, attack.
I was gonna say no hunter's mark, but you probably don't have the slots for that anymore.
Well, yeah, I do, but I'll do it next turn because I use my bonus action to get Blondie in on it.
Fair point. Yeah.
So do a normal attack. Oh, fuck me.
The arrow goes wide and hits a pile of rubble behind the creature.
Okay. Blondie, she's she'll use the dodge action.
Fair.
And that's my turn.
All right. The Haze Hulk will lumber forward and logically he's going for Nebarland because you look edible. Atali doesn't. He will come towards you. And this is a big creature. Like as he's standing in front of you, you're basically at thigh height. Like this is
Oh, he's already over there. Okay, all right.
would he have triggered an opportunity attack from Tali? Or was he far enough away?
He would have passed that. Yeah, I'll grant that. Go ahead.
Okay. Where is it? There is it.
McFarlane is about to have his face reconstructed.
Ew.
That misses.
Okay.
13 misses.
As this creature comes closer, he has a walking speed of 40, so he takes like a mini sprint, and as he gets closer, he basically puts both his arms back, and as he comes like toe to toe with you, he goes like, and
That's a
like he
double
hits you
uppercut.
with both of, so he hits you with 2 slams. One hit, I'm pretty sure a 26 hits.
Yep.
Okay. And a 22.
Yep.
Okay.
But a 26 wasn't a natural 20, so he has more than
more than a +6. Yes.
more than a +6.
That is 28 points of bludgeoning. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at this. So much.
That man is 28.
28 points of bludgeoning damage.
That is
You're
exactly
down, right?
my exact hit points. Yep.
Okay, you go down. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No. I want to add flavor to this. He doesn't go just down.
He goes
literally
up.
he literally flies into the back of the building back here and then just falls flat on the ground.
I'll allow that you fly back. Sure.
If he's punching, yeah.
Dude, it's a double uppercut from a creature that's 3 times his height. And probably 5 times the muscle.
Yeah, this guy looks like basically what like a body, like a muscle body looks like with the skin removed, like biology book.
Yeah.
That's this, but then with all sorts of weird stuff around it. Okay.
Could be the end of your line, Nabarlin.
I think we might need to reconsider the fighting part.
Mr. Greenskin.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Okay. This
Tell me you're like really good at stuff.
yeah. First of all, how tall is the creature and how tall is this building? Because that one looks kind of intact.
Yeah, the building is still pretty much intact, and I'd wager they're about the same height. I can look up how tall Hazel exactly is, but I believe he's like 10 feet or something. Like he's big.
Okay, and that's a single story.
It's a single story
so-
building. Yeah.
Okay, then that's not very helpful. In that case, seeing he's not well 2-on-1 anymore, he will turn around and just
Book it.
hold it out. No,
Peace out, suckers.
he's not like
imagine?
that.
We wouldn't blame you, Tim. We're not coming in very hot right now.
Hey,
Coming in
hey,
immediately down.
hey, thanks for the assist. Bye, suckers.
No, he will hold out his right hand with the pipe in it, and a stream of black smoke reaches out towards the creature as he
Mhm.
casts an Eldritch Blast.
We know what class
Mr.
it is.
Warlock.
Yeah.
Mr. Warlock. All right.
Does a 14 hit?
God, did you make a deal?
A
with
14 does not hit, sir.
That's turning into a difficult situation. In that case, he will go ahead and shout, "Fizzle, a little help," for his bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
And
Cute.
now, at the end of his turn,
Yep.
now you have to refresh me how exactly attacking from invisibility works.
So if they come out of invisibility to attack, in this case, they have not been spotted yet. So they basically attack with surprise, which means that they have an advantage on this attack. If after that they turn invisible and then turn invisible again, then they don't. So the first time, you basically have a surprise attack.
But I thought they are still unseen when they attack. It just drops as soon as they attack, isn't it?
Yeah, so that basically gives you the advantage the first time.
Okay, so you
After
don't
that,
have
the
attack during the
creature
attack.
kind of knows that there is an invisible creature.
That's basically what it is, yeah.
But invisibility gives you advantage on attacks as a
Yes.
condition.
First, yeah.
No, in general, if you are invisible, you have advantage on attacks.
Yes.
Okay, whatever. That doesn't matter for the first time, because next to him appears a little floating thing that you probably can't see too well in this whole situation, and it draws a bow at the creature.
It's adorable.
It's really cute.
And does a 25 hit?
That definitely does hit, yes.
So that's an incredible 1 piercing damage.
One
Oh,
What did
no,
I
it
expect?
doesn't-
What did I expect? Like,
Plus,
Tiny arrow. Like,
yeah.
Did she
Also
get the
1d6
first
of-
hit? Did they get the first
Also-
hit?
a 1d6
No, I got the
of fire
first hit.
damage.
Oh, you did.
And
Okay.
they need to
Uh,
make a Constitution saving
Fizz-
throw.
Fizzle
That
does
is
an
true.
Extra, Fizzle does an extra 1d6 of fire damage, by the way.
all right, so go ahead and roll your d6 on that.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's 4
All right.
times the damage.
I was going to say. And then a Constitution saving throw. Good point.
Yes.
That is a... What does he have on Constitution? That is a 6 total.
Oh, so close. But okay, in that case, he fails, but I imagine it's immune to being poisoned.
It isn't.
Oh, then it's poisoned for
Yeah.
1 minute. Damn, it would be so amazing if it was a 5.
Because they would fall unconscious, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would have been badass.
Okay.
Poison is still pretty cool.
And Fizzle is visible now.
Yep.
So that's turn.
I thought I had a poison condition on this thing. Oh, it is poisoned. We'll remember that. Elodie.
Okay. So remind me, poison means that he has disadvantage on his attacks?
On his skill checks and his attacks,
On his
yes.
skill checks and his attacks. But I don't have automatically advantage on him.
Not automatically, but he is currently standing next to Nespip, like in
Yes,
diagonally.
he
So
is.
if you're asking
Yes.
for sneak attack, that
So-
applies.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. How far away am I right now? I'm exactly 20 feet. God bless. Okay. All right. Let's throw.
Let's chuck.
Let's chuck, folks. With a psychic blade. +5. Oh, 18.
18 hits.
That was almost like a 5, which would have been like a 10, and that. Okay. Anyway, that's good. And then there should be some sneak attack on there. I don't
Nice.
know
That's
why it
11.
always adds incorrectly. Yes, 11. Okay. It always says like it's 4 damage. I'm like, that's not possible. There's more than that. And then I will bonus action. There's 40 feet of movement. So I'm attacking from like around this corner.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll bonus action attack it again. It's not gonna. It's gonna roll the frickin' sneak attack if I hit it again, but
Yeah, I'll subtract it.
we will. Oh, it was almost a nat 20. Okay, 19.
That'll hit.
And then it is 1d4 plus 3. So just the d4. So 2 plus 3, 5. Yes.
That is a 5. Yes.
Okay. So 5 plus 11, so 16 damage total.
Mhm.
And that's action and bonus action. With movement, I am going to back up a bit.
Not the worst idea.
That was terrifying. I think I might even do what we've been doing these days and back up off the map. Back up another like 10 feet. Or like another 5 feet maybe. So I'm like
You can,
right
feel free.
in the square right next to it. But yes.
Alrighty. Top of the round, Atoli.
I mean, a little part of it totally thinks that it was well deserved what just happened to Navarlin, but at the same time, he has been a companion
You're such
this
an asshole.
entire. You know why?
Yeah.
So shut up.
Yeah.
Well, I will say to Brawler's defense, totally. How many times have you just we got in a fight with a big giant Lovecraftian monster because you couldn't hold your temper? So-
0.
I can count at least twice.
Wait, when was
I
the
can
second
see-
time?
I can see this discussion going on, like when the barn is lying on the ground, like,
It's like, this is your fault.
broken hand, like, oh.
Well, we only got okay. Yeah, you're fair. It's just the one time we actually got in a fight.
Exactly. Anyways, he's gonna quickly step out from front here and do a short. Oh, sorry. Rate of frost.
Nice.
Natural
Yes!
20.
Ooh.
I love that tune. Nice.
12 damage.
So hang on. That is, you already rolled an 8 on the first one, so that's good. 8 plus 4 is 12. And it reduces 10 feet of movement on his. It's reduced by 10. Yeah. Cool.
And with that, he's going to back off a little way because he just saw how long strides this bastard can take. So, there.
All right. Nespip and Tali.
Seeing what
works?
just happened to Nabalem, Nespip is gonna keep looking towards the monster, but also starts fumbling for his healing potion. And I can put it into Nabalin as an action, right?
Yeah, giving it to another as an action. I'll roll taking it yourself as a bonus action. That's a table roll.
Okay, I need to find it. Potion of healing is 2d4 plus 2. So
You don't have to roll for that. That's always max.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so 16.
Uh,
8.
10.
10.
And
Why is it
Well, I mean,
always
like
max?
just the potion itself. Yeah.
Why is it always max?
Table roll.
Okay.
There's nothing suckier than taking a potion which you paid 50 gold for, being like, this is going to save me, and you get 2 hit points. Well, 4. That just sucks.
And I'm gonna remove it later, but I used my action to do that. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to call Tali next to me and have him attack the thing.
Okay.
oh shit!
Nice.
Oh, okay. So
Which
that
hits.
so that's 8 damage plus 7, so 15 damage.
15.
Nice. Which I believe makes you bloodied. Yes.
Finally.
And he's gonna try to protect Nabalin from here with me. And that's it.
Awesome. Nabarlin, you are not going to have to throw your death saving throws because you're back up. You're just lying on the ground. So I would advise you cautionally to stand up and take your turn.
I stand up, and that's half my movement, right?
Correct, sir.
Yep. Okay. So stand up, and then kind of don't want. See, this is a what's up with this building? Is there a wall here, or
It's a wall. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So I only have 15 feet of movement. So I guess I'll just hang out here because I can shoot from here and not have disadvantage.
Correct. 5 feet of movement is all it takes, or 5 feet of room is all it takes. Yep.
All right. So I will attack with the longbow. Thistle's going to fly in and flutter at, scratch the eyes to help me.
Cool.
Give me advantage
Which will hit.
for damage, which, as the arrow flies, Blondie spits fire on it, so it's a flaming arrow as it comes in. The hit for
Nice.
11 plus
Oh
Plus the
shit!
full 6.
well,
Nice.
6, 17.
The full
then-
11 plus the full 6. All right.
And then she
Nabarlin's pissed.
follow that up. Blondie's coming in to attack, and also Thistle flies back up on the top over here to get
That's
out of
fair.
there. And Blondie attacks with her bite. Let's see if she actually does better than she has been. Attack. Oh my god, Blondie. Christ. So she got 2 plus 5. Okay. Does 7 hit?
It does not.
Okay, that's what I figured.
Lundy saw what happened to you and quivers in fear.
She was distracted.
Oh.
I guess I'll get lined up here. So we got 3 people. Got 3 in front of me now. So there we go. I'm my turn there.
Now he's just gonna play bowling with all of you.
Yeah, but how long is his reach? He's gonna grab you.
So that was actually a thing. I was just looking at his character sheet. Like, does it have reach? It doesn't. No.
Human fun.
Beauty human can fly. No, he just got like brutally attacked by the 2 creatures in front of him. So those are the ones that are going to be targeted. He's going to target Tali first because that hurt.
With disadvantage because he's poisoned.
Good point. And you might need it because that is a 14 total to hit.
Where's it? Tali got a 15 armor class.
Nice. So it just
Hey!
whooshes right over it with one fist. Second one.
That's
Let's hope I go lower than that. That was I got a 19 and an 18. So
That
plus
hits.
7, that's a
Oh.
25.
Poor Tali.
Yeah, that hits.
That is going to be 14 points of bludgeoning damage on Tali. I imagine I break it.
No, he has 20 HP.
Damn! Wow! So you see like a cog and like a whirly thing just fly off, but other than that, it's standing.
A bunch of scales fly away. You see those little spiders is made out of fly away, but it's still standing.
Love it. Cool.
God bless.
All right, Mr. Greenskin.
Let's be exceedingly creative and do what all warlocks do with another Eldritch Blast.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
True.
That hits.
That's okay. So that's
Wow,
12
pretty good roll.
force
And
damage.
that's why it's the
plus-
bread and butter.
Yeah.
plus 2 fire damage. Because of
Yeah,
his
makes sense.
patron feature.
Yep, you're right. Nice. That takes a good chunk out of him. Like he's like there's like a bit of like scorched where you just hit him. And like I think like part of his body, this is like open like muscles and whatnot that are all like moving about and stuff. But the part where you hit him doesn't close. Like it's you hurt him. Elodie.
And
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, we
yeah,
still have
he will
a
also he'll
Yeah.
also command Fizzle to attack again.
yes.
And on Fizzle's turn, she will first fly upward, let's say a good 15 feet,
Sure.
and also do another attack with her longbow. Sorry, short bow.
She's a tiny creature, so technically for her it's a long
I don't think that hits.
No, it doesn't work that way, but it's an 8. No, that misses. I think she
Then
shoots
that's
exactly
correct.
where you shot your Eldritch Blast. She just shoots through the hole that you just created.
She shoots toothpicks.
I think
all.
just about, yeah, because they're she's like really tiny. All right, Ellie, now it's your turn.
Okay. I will use my, what is that, 5, 10, 15, 20, some 20 feet of movement to get up here. And he hasn't moved. He's still right in that same 20 feet away from me spot. Ah, it's so beautiful. Right? Right there.
It's
Yeah.
nice when the stars align, right?
It's really nice. I was like, maybe I'll have to go by a Tolly and like, but he moved right into my range. Okay, so let's do the Psychic Blade attack.
Mhm.
Oh, another 13, so 18.
That'll hit.
That will hit. Awesome.
Murder it dead.
And it does get sneak attack. Not terrible. So that's 9, I think, right? Or
There's
No,
a
it's
total of
11.
Yep.
nice. Okay.
And
then
with
we
those 11 points, unless you want to do another attack, I mean, I'll never stop you. But what happens?
Yay! Okay. So she creeps back and is ducking behind this corner, and just kind of a blade appears in her hand, like a little shimmery thing. And she just whips it at the creature and I don't know, stabs right in their meaty heart. And
Love it.
it like goes and then it just kind of like dissipates. It's like, and he looks and he's like, "Where'd the blade go?" And then he dies. So,
Yeah, and the creature just stumbles over itself and goes to the ground and lands with like a telltale as it hits the ground, never to get up again. You killed it. Well done.
and then I think
And
she
now we
cautiously
leave.
comes back out. It's like, what the fuck was that?
Nicely done, Elodie. And thank you, Nesbit, for the assist.
You owe me a
Yeah.
potion now.
That's what he was reaching in his pocket. And he says, "Hang on this for next time," and he gives you a health potion.
You should keep it until we are out of the city. You need them more. Looks like.
It's like, no, you go ahead. He
So
gives
he's
two, and
like, "This is for
he starts-
you to give
he
to
starts-
me when
and
when I
he starts-
die again."
When I
he starts
fuck
eating
up
some
again.
berries.
Nespa does
starts-
want to take it.
He starts eating some berries here to.
Okay.
I
to-
guess I need to say thank you for stepping into that situation. That could have been ugly. I mean, I had it totally under control, but that's definitely more
Right.
dignified resolution that we have here.
The running and screaming is that
Yeah,
was
let-
definitely under control.
Let me guess. That wasn't Plan A, was it?
Oh no! Don't you dare!
The whole
What
party
are you
takes 2
talking
psychic
about?
damage.
Like
it's-
no.
I mean-
Until he's standing behind the Nibal and just whips him across the back of the head.
It's like, yeah, right. Anyway, I'm the Barlin. What might your name be, and what in the world are you doing out here in the middle of Drakkenheim?
My name is Fritz, and I've been mostly just trying to get my bearings here. I'm kind of looking for something, and I just decided to. What better way to experience Drakkenheim than to just for myself? I mean, some people told me I shouldn't go here alone, but what do they know?
Apparently more
yeah.
than you do.
Small green
Well-
I'll
creature
pretend I
on my
didn't
own.
hear that.
Small green man after my own heart. That's I can appreciate your sense of adventure. Ellie, you're about to say something?
It's like, that good. It's good that we showed up because that thing moved really fast. Probably would have got you. So,
I had it all under control,
hmm.
but still, thank you. I don't want to sound ungrateful.
We were on our way out. Would you care to safety numbers? You want to stick with us? We're on our way out. Let's set up some camp.
Hold up.
In hindsight, that
You
sounds like a good
saw
idea.
what he just did, what kind of spells he was slinging. You want to invite a complete random stranger and a warlock at that into the party?
On the party, I'm just saying get out in case we run into another one of these things.
Well, as he said, he had it all under control.
Also, would you recognize how's it called? An Eldritch
Eldritch
Blast
Blast?
just by appearance?
I mean, I've been studying
been a-
magic with the Amethyst
You've been
Academy.
a student of the yes, but you haven't graduated. I'm honestly willing to say that this kind of magic is not something that you're familiar with. I will say
Fair.
that you will recognize this as not being part of your curriculum. That's fair.
Yeah.
Because especially warlocks have nothing to do at the academy.
No, they're recognized as magic users, but beyond that, they are.
Fine, then retcon the thing about him talking about this class of what he is, but just like a completely random magic user that we have no idea about or
Well,
anything.
I told you there was a time when you were just a completely random magic user to us, and
And yet
here
I
we
still
are.
saved your asses from what happened that night.
You sure did, and this fellow here might do the same for us. I'm willing to take that chance, at least for now, on the way out, because, like I said, we might run into another one of these, and like you said yourself, he had it under control, and we could definitely use that control with us.
Until he's going to turn around grumbling and just be like, yeah, well, you did just get your head punched in. So
It's like your judge. It's like your judgment isn't the best. I get your head. Yeah,
But
it makes sense.
he's saying it under his breath as he walks away. He's like, whatever, it's on you.
Okay, this tooth yours?
While that happens, Nespip is gonna repair his Steel Defender.
Fair.
With the mending spell. And that is. With 5 HP. I can basically do that every minute, so.
You'll repair him. That's, yeah. The recuperation over here takes, let's say, 5 minutes. So in that time, you repair it.
Right.
Because it's your baby. The full focus on this thing.
Disposable baby.
This your scale?
Things you should not put on D&D t-shirts.
This is a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
All right. Are you guys going to venture out?
I think we should.
Fair enough.
I very much need to regenerate HP and my spell slots and everything.
Yeah.
I'm still limping around here with like 6 HP.
With this rather difficult encounter, to which bravo, this was kind of something. You reach the end of town basically. So from there you can get around the castle. Where are you going to go? Are you going to go back into the woods to set up camp? Are you going to go to Ackerman Mill? What's the plan?
I think we need to set up camp.
We had a successful night in the woods last time.
I mean,
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
also just go to Ackerman Hill. We don't even have an unconscious person with us now.
That's true. Let's. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it would just be another band of adventurers walking to the mill. So, yeah, I think we should just do that. Just go ahead and head to the mill.
I mean, it's a long way, right? Can we make that before nightfall?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How far is it? Okay.
So it is a little trick. It is 2 miles out of the area basically. So like that'll take you like 2 hours somewheres. And then like the trek towards that road that'll lead you out, which is another say hour to 2 hours. So 4 hours total. Yeah, you'll like that'll be like I don't really do it in hours like time of day, but like it'll be like 8 o'clock somewhere. So like evening.
That sounds like a plan to me. Y'all, things good?
Yeah.
Totally okay with that?
It's on your head.
So many things on your head today.
Luckily, I'm
was-
pretty hard headed.
It was big enough to get hit, so
Yep.
During that journey, would Fritz offer up any information or just stay quiet?
If there would be some idle talk, he would participate, but he wouldn't like go into any details about him just casually on the road.
Does Fizzle stay invisible, or is she fluttering?
She is
Okay,
invisible,
Interesting.
but
Cool.
you kind of just hear her fluttering about, so she's not particularly stealthy.
Like it's just like bugs. they're usually not bugs.
Fucking
It's just
mosquitoes are
one
big.
bug.
fucking mosquitoes are big this year.
you basically hear like a dragonfly flying by every once in a while.
like bugs.
All right. That will bring you to Ackerman.
Eckerman. Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Allow me to play a little transition for you.
What a lovely place with people hanging from the rafters.
Yes.
Oh God.
I do not regret coming
So-
here already.
As you approach Ackerman Mill, it quite literally looks the way that I just described it in the little audio bit. It looks dilapidated. This probably once was a very, very prosperous farm. Seeing as how like the lay of the land, the setup, and everything. Like a normal farm would have like a barn, maybe like a house next to it, and fields. This has multiple buildings, most of which are all but like abandoned, really. But it had quite a bit of a setup here. Multiple buildings, a rather large barn. There's a windmill, which is a sign of luxury on a field. And while everything is still standing, it is in a very sorry condition. As you approach, you will see that there is life over here. Like there are multiple groups of people here, mostly groups of like 2, 3, 4, 5 people, small groups sitting together around self-made campfires. You see that a couple of them walk into the windmill and out of the windmill. So apparently that is some sort of like a center of gathering. And as you walk past the first building, you will notice that on the stone part of the building, which is a lower part, almost on every building, there is carvings of names and other things. You'll see little lists of a couple of names. You'll see lists of a couple of names where a couple of names have been struck out. And you'll see things written down as either reminders or warnings, ranging from do not go into Drakkenheim to we hope you can find this, Hans. We will be over here for the next 2 days. Dated about 2 months ago.
They're not still there.
That's
no.
what you see.
Maybe still a bit out. I'm gonna say to Nimbalan, please don't say anything about the Queens of Thief or anything about stealing or something. I don't think the Hooded Lantern likes that. Last time was already a bit hairy.
Absolutely not. I think yeah, totally. We help people recover items they've lost. We're
Prince
recovering.
gives you a weird look at all this.
Anyway, but we won't talk about our business. You're right. Yeah, we won't talk about our business. I guess we walk in there and we're kind of there to meet Petra. So, is there a sign of Hooded Lantern? Like, is this a Hooded Lantern place, or are they just happen to be one of the groups of people here?
This really does seem to be like a gathering place, sort of like a final stop off before venturing into Drakkenheim. Kind of the same thing that Eckerman Mill,
Emberwood.
Emberwood Villages, yeah. The only difference is, of course, that Emberwood Village is an actual village, and you can buy and sell stuff over there. Maybe you can over here as well if you bargain with people, but this definitely does not look like a village. There's no traders around from what you can see.
The people that
This
are
is just
around
this-
are other parties.
Yes, and it looks like a safe stop before going into Drakkenheim because it doesn't seem like the haze is here, so that's great. But beyond that, this place doesn't really offer anything beyond a shoddy roof above your head if you really need one.
And the bodies, like, are there actual bodies hanging off of something?
There are. Yep. There's not a lot of them, but there are a couple. One of them actually has a sign around its neck.
Can I read the sign, or is
Dang.
it too far?
Absolutely. No, you can if you approach it. It's written in common, and it says, "Those who steal end up right here." It isn't signed
Oh.
by anyone.
There we go. All right. Interesting. Huh. I guess I'm still looking because we're there to meet a Hooded Lantern. Is it just parties, or is there anyone
Yeah, she's
that
supposed
looks?
to be there tomorrow. Not
We're a
till
day early.
we're a day early.
I think
So
we
we
should
could
Okay.
just
go
find a place
rest.
to rest. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
we can find a spot that's like distant, a little bit away from other people, but maybe close enough to just kind of
Keep an eye on things.
keep an eye on things. Yeah, not be too I don't know, just be like, obviously we are all a part of like this little area, not like we are super removed from everybody else. I feel like that would be more suspicious, maybe.
So there's this old saying: "It's when in Baldur's Gate, you do as the Baldurians do." So let's just do what everybody else is doing here.
What, pitch a tent?
Heard that one.
Oh, you've heard that one?
Yes. God. Franz told me that one. I've never been to Baldur's Gate myself, but Franz told me stories.
Oh,
Right?
you're the fairy thing.
No. This, and at this point, Fizzle becomes visible again. This is Fizzle. I should probably
Oh.
introduce you. That's only polite. Fizzle and I We go back quite a while now, and we've been traveling together. But no, France is an old friend is a strong word, but an old accomplice of mine, and he used to tell me stories of Baldur's Gate where he grew up.
Interesting. You're the first person I've met that's familiar with Baldur's Gate. That's a it's a small world, large world.
And just
Actually, it's a large
uh,
world.
and just to basically make sure like that everyone is on the same page here for this campaign, the outside world Faerun does exist because Nebarlan is coming from there. So yeah, it makes sense that Fritz knows about Baldur's Gate in some shape or form through France. For the rest of you, you've never heard of these places. Like this is no idea what this is. It's not on the continent that you are right now.
At this point, Atoli is just looking at Frizzle like she's a snack.
You stick your tongue out at her a couple of times.
Like, here, he gives him a berry. Like, you're not you when you're hungry.
Do I hear a Snickers commercial?
Now taking sponsorships on Sundays.
All right, I guess we should find a spot and do like everybody else is doing, and just kind of setting up camp.
Yeah, so most people around you are doing the same thing, like in the fields that are obviously no longer used at all to grow crops. You see a multitude of camps, like a couple of tents around like a small campfire. I think at any given time there's like 10 of those. So if you don't like set up too far away, you're just one of those, and you just blend in very easily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It seems like you are
set
probably
up camp and everything. Atoli's just going to ease himself down and then just crash.
That's fair. Seeing the amount of people that are around you, obviously these are people that you've never met before, so you don't know them, but there is sort of like a safety in numbers kind of thing going on. You can, of course, hold guard so to see that nobody steals your shit, but I mean, it's not just you by yourself in the wilderness, so that should give you a little bit of leeway in terms of safety. But ultimately, it's up to you whether or not you want to keep guard for the night.
There's kind of also the impending, people are hanging from the rafters because they stole shit, so...
We haven't stolen anything, so...
No, but
we're
it's
not gonna
just
steal
like,
anything.
in terms of keeping guard, it's just like, somebody get the idea
Yeah,
that
I'm more worried
go...
about I'm more worried about the people than any Drakkenheim monsters over here. Like I simultaneously want to blend in with them, and also I'm not trusting of them at all.
Story
I
of
think we
almost
should-
any post-apocalyptic world or game or movie or whatever. Like, it's like, oh, the monsters, and a
Yeah.
half an hour later, it's like, oh no, it's actually the people that are worse.
Yeah,
Every
we should
time.
definitely still keep watch.
But Nabarlin and Atoli, if you guys need to get full
No, like Atoli's crashed. Like
sleeps,
he's
I
out.
don't know.
He's out like a
Yeah,
light.
Atoli is already asleep. So
and Nebarlin is full health again. He's been munching good berries the whole time, so he's actually like it's surprising after getting hit so hard. His face looks fine and his teeth grew back, and
Not sure that's how it works, but okay.
It's a nice flavor.
He's got a wooden denture tooth now, so
Yeah, you just pop a berry like,
Like the pit of the berry just sticks in place.
That's exactly what happened. Yes. All right. So do you want to keep guard in some shape or form?
I think he would, and this is like Nebarlin's internal monologue. So Atoli, after pointing out, kind of how they met, and he's not going. Nebarlin, he has a very friendly and accepting front because that's just who he is. But he also is not going to trust Fritz. What was
Fritz.
Fritz. Completely. I mean, he seems fine, but you never know until you hang out with somebody for a little while. So he's going to want to keep watch anyway.
So yeah, I can take either the first or second watch.
I'll do the first watch because before he goes, LeBron's got to do some stuff.
All right.
And
Anyone for a
then
third?
I can do the third one if someone wants to wake me up at the end.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Fritz would actually also be awake during the first watch.
Okay. That is fine. So the first watch, that will be you, Fritz, and Barlin then, right?
And I'm just doing my stuff somewhere.
So that was another thing I wanted to ask. Are you're tinkering, right?
I'm tinkering away, not really paying attention. Like if someone starts screaming, I would probably notice that. I would assume, but I'm not actively looking around or listening.
Okay. So how much noise are you making? Because you're like in a field with a lot of other tents around you with people that are trying to sleep.
I'm trying to keep quiet, so a lot of the tinkering is doing like chemical stuff where it's just liquids and so on, and maybe some slight crushing of some ores or something like that.
All right.
Maybe
So
small
like
explosions here and there.
And it is during the first
the odd
watch.
stick of
so it's not
TNT.
like it's not like it's all the way in the like
No,
2
I'll say
a.m. or
like
something that this is happening.
you are most probably surrounded by, at the very least, travelers and most probably adventurers. So these are people that understand how things work. Hammering out a little dent in your arm or whatever, that's fine. Incessant hammering for 8 hours straight is something no one is cool with. But like the odd sound, that's fine.
Not even on a Sunday. Fuck that.
All right. So is there anything in particular for the first watch? Are you guys talking with one another? Do you want to share something with one another, or is there
Yeah.
anything that you're looking for?
For the first like 10 or 15 minutes, Barlin is going to cast Goodberry twice.
Mm-hmm.
So now he has 20 good berries. He's going to look at Blondie and he's going to say, Ekutrail la wax jahin. And you'll see her kind of curl up and frost will cover her and she'll shake it off and that'll be that. And then he'll also cast it's detect magic just to detect magic just to see what's around since he's on watch. And that's all his actions. But I guess before we go forward, is there any?
You'll notice one thing definitely on Fritz. His pipe is definitely magical.
Oh, can I tell what kind of magic it is?
I'm not
You want-
sure, honestly.
Yeah, Tim, what kind of magic is it?
I mean, if you just want to message me, or if it's not something if you want to share.
I honestly don't know what it is because it's just considered magical, but
Okay.
it's not a school of magic.
No, so I think if you want to tie it to a school, most logically it would be something like evocation, but that's still sort of cornering it in an area that it shouldn't be. So just magical. Yeah.
I'm guessing I also see the fairy, don't I?
Well, yes, most definitely.
Yeah.
Is there anything else around that I would notice?
So you probably hit like one or two of those like encampments around you as well. I think you'll see like an odd, maybe like a dagger or something like light up. These are adventurers around you, so some people might have magical stuff. One of them probably has a magical pair of boots. So you'll see that.
Okay.
They made for walking though.
And that's just what they'll do. All right. Anything else you guys want to do?
Fritz would start a conversation at some point along the lines of, so what are you guys up to in this city? Drakkenheim, I've heard?
Well, I can't speak for everybody else, but I think like yourself, I've got a bold sense of adventure. I've heard many stories about what goes on in Drakkenheim and sort of creatures are in there, and I think I just wanted to see for myself. I'm from a very, very far away land that you clearly have heard of.
I mean, it's so far away. I also never heard of this Drakkenheim before, so I think there's something I'm misunderstanding.
Uh, where are you from, if you don't mind me asking?
I spent a lot of time in this. Well, first of all, I'm from the Sword Coast, but I spent a lot of time around. God, how's it called? Um, I spent lot of time around the vicinity of Analog and the cities there, and I believe that's something you would know. That's desert close to the Sword Coast.
Well, I guess as you say all this, Nabarl, of course, grew up dealing with all the stuff around the Sword Coast, then plus up into the marsh and stuff like that, and was, uh, it's gonna be a strange question. So you never heard of Drakkenheim?
Never did. Until a good friend of mine just asked me if I could help him with something, and now I'm here, and I'm starting to think that we're not on the Sword Coast anymore.
No, no, we're not.
Gee, what gave
How
it
did
away?
you how did you get to Drakkenheim?
Well, and he looks very concerned for a moment. Well, I just kind of started walking south, and at some point I just came across this Amberwood village. So I'm not quite sure what happened there.
It's not how that
Uh,
works, is it?
There's nothing there.
I'm asleep, but me players like what?
So I'm no stranger to
Hmm?
I guess where I'm from call them portals or teleportation. We have one in the temple of my religion. We have one there, and um, I had to take a boat here. There's a vast ocean from Faerun to where we're at now. Um, if you say you just walked here, I think something might have happened, buddy.
Yeah, I think there's a part of the story is missing, but I think I'll need to ask some questions.
I guess to clarify, we're not in Faerun anymore. Let's say that.
Oh, well,
Uh,
that just means there's a lot of exciting things to see that I've never heard of before.
that's a spirit. And I look, I think he's like, that's a spirit. I look over at Nespip, and it's like, and I'm assuming Nespip's just like,
Looks over. Uh,
Huh?
And that's the only contribution to the conversation because you're busy. Like,
yeah.
Oh,
Shit happens.
well, you have an interesting story. I mean, I guess I would have enjoyed just being able to just walk here. I had to take a ship for several weeks to get here. It was, wish I had done your way. Save me some time.
I can
the
ask
most
around on your
awkward- this
behalf,
is
but
the
I'm not
most
sure if that works for everyone.
awkward conversation in a long time.
Yeah,
I love this.
I'm learning some stuff here because I'm perplexed. This sounds like somehow he got teleported over here from Faerun. Though it's to meet someone from the home continent, so to speak. These all people, everybody here, I tell them stories about Faerun. They think I'm just blowing smoke, but
Also, they're locals.
yeah, I'm actually the only one who's also from Faerun. That everybody else here is on this is a different continent. You're on a completely different landmass here.
Well, thanks for that. That's a lot of food for thought.
Fritz is taking it surprisingly well for discovering he is completely across the world.
Oh, what do you
Been
know?
through
Just
stuff.
another Sunday.
Yeah.
Another Sunday. Well, while they're talking, Neberlin occasionally looks through Thistle to see in night vision to see if anybody's coming around or anything's going on. So occasionally you'll be noticing Neberlin's eyes go.
That's disconcerting for someone that hasn't
I
seen
was
it before,
about
I
to say
imagine.
that.
Yeah.
He's seen enough weird shit at this point.
That's also true.
Yeah.
All right. For you guys' watch, nothing else happens.
There's one more small thing. When he's
Mhm.
getting to sleep, he'll just take out his pipe and look at it very intensely and mentally just say to it, "So, Ran, when are you going to tell me what exactly I'm looking for here?" And listen for a response.
Cool. So I just want to make sure what I usually do in my other campaigns, because I love warlocks because they give me the opportunity to play as a deity, which is fun. But I always do want to check: do you want me to respond to you like in the group over here? Because you're the only one actually hearing it. But whatever I say right now, everyone else can hear. I can also do it in DM, so I have to offer the option.
I mean, if there's something,
Really
if it's
personal,
something,
then
yes, then DM. But this is something that everyone can hear.
perfectly fine. So as you speak this into like I I have this image that like your pipe has like like the smoking end and then you have like the large end where all the stuff goes in. I kind of have the feeling that whenever you're doing this, like you turn it around and talk into the big opening. I don't know why. That's just the image I have in my head. Kind of like a walkie-talkie.
Beautiful.
Cool. So can you repeat your question?
My question was, so Ran, when are you going to tell me what exactly I'm looking for here?
You'll hear a very scruff, low voice, like in between, just a very just low, heavy voice, and someone who smokes a pack a day. It's like in between that. And it replies to you saying, "Whoa, let's first see you getting your bearings. You barely survived, but you made some friends. Give it a
Yes.
moment and make sure that you have your feet firm on the ground. And we'll talk further."
All right.
Hmm?
All right. And he
S-
goes to sleep.
Perfectly fine. All right. For the second watch, this is the midnight shift. Who wants to do that one? That was
I'm gonna do it.
you were gonna do that, right? Yes.
So, what you guys might have been seeing is also for where the Taro healing patches come from. At the end, when Nesbit is basically mostly done with all of his stuff, he just pours all of the chemicals in one beaker or in like one tin and lets it dry out next to the fire. I'm not sure if you guys would have seen it or not because it's always in the middle of the night, but that's it. So he
I
does
love
that,
it.
sets that next to the fire, sits down and just is quiet and mainly keeps watch. Maybe looks
All right.
after the rest of the stuff that's cooking.
So it's basically a miracle that actually heals us, is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, it's like I almost wonder if there should be a role for it to like do damage instead of heal. 'Cause, like, that sounds dangerous.
Roll for dysentery.
I don't think the health department is okay with this, but hey, like,
It mostly
all right.
works.
I think that you might actually see something. So you guys aren't at the windmill itself, but you're in the field. So you're a little ways away from the windmill. You can still see the windmill because you're not that far away. In the night, do you have dark vision, Nesbit?
Yeah,
You
I
do,
think
right?
so.
Yeah. In the night, you will see that a new group is apparently joining the three of all of you. It is a small group, but they are headed directly for the windmill and they enter it, and it doesn't seem like they leave it. So you spotted them going in, but you haven't seen them coming out. They were a little ways away, so it's hard to tell, but you could see it was a group of three, and they looked interesting because there were three very distinct kind of shapes. One of them looked pretty much humanoid, walked in front, and I think the one thing that you could make out in the darkness was the fact that they were wearing sort of like a long sort of jacket or cape or dust or something like that was just flowing in the breeze. Right behind this creature was a slightly taller, also humanoid, walking with a staff. And I think you will have distinctly seen the fact that that staff gave off the littlest bit of light, purple light. So
Hmm.
this was a staff tipped with something that gives off a purple light. Behind that was a grotesque shape, which would attract your attention as an artificer, because I'm not sure if you would even recognize what it is, but at the very least, you would have recognized it was a machine. So I'm going to let you roll for it to see if you actually know what it is, or it's just like, hey, that was mechanic. Give me a perception check on that. You will have not recognized what it is, but it was like as it was walking, it would leave like little puffs of smoke here and there.
Oh,
As it was walking. And it was large. Like this was like at least 1.5 to 2 like normal humans. Big. And it walked in the back. It was relatively smooth in its movement. Definitely a machine.
I'm gonna definitely keep that in mind, but I don't think I should run the middle of the night.
That is a choice. But you did see them go into the windmill. You did not, for the rest of your watch, see them come out.
Okay. Then I'm gonna wake Elodie and also say, hey, someone walked into a windmill with some kind of walking machine. Can you keep an eye on that if they leave overnight or if they still stay in there until morning?
Sure. Did they all have their hoods up?
They had the hoods up, and one had a staff with probably delirium on top of it, and there was a big machine thing where like smoke is coming out and stuff. So you should probably notice them walking out.
Okay.
Good night.
Right.
So what do you do for your watch?
I am going to how I guess it's still pretty dark and I don't have
Yeah.
night vision or anything or dark vision.
There's a lot of
So
campfires around you, though, so that'll give you a bit of vision.
yeah. Yeah, I think she is just going to kind of sit there and look at all the other people. I don't think she's bold enough to go up and I don't think she would be received well either if she was like in the middle of the night going and like looking
Hi.
at the different like adventurers. I think they're all trying to sleep, but she will just be kind of keeping an eye out for any movement, again looking at the windmill to see if anyone comes out of there.
Mhm.
And yeah, I have a question that is maybe just for you, the DM, but
Ooh.
I don't care. It's just about character
Okay.
build. Basically, I didn't know that I was gonna be a soul knife rogue when I gave Elodie the telepathic feat, and it's
Yep.
just so redundant based on what she can do with the soul knife stuff. So I
Starting to
wondered
feel
if
it.
I could change that to the observant feat because it's a little more useful. And I think it also can increase your wisdom, so I would still have the same wisdom score, um, which is still bad. But it wouldn't give me any. It would take the spell away, which I don't really care about because it's not come into use like at all.
I do understand. I do
Um,
understand your question. And normally you can't, but I mean it's just one small change. That's fine.
Yeah. I just
Um,
wanted to ask it now, versus like I don't know, three levels later when I'm like really locked in.
oh, that's
Like,
fair. Um,
um, but yeah, that was
hold the
my
thought for
question.
changing that you can, and so hold the thought on changing your character sheet, because I want to ask you one thing and tell you one thing.
Okay.
First off, for the question, give me a perception check. There's enough campfires around it. It is not with disadvantage. You have a bit of a field of view.
Okay. So bad. Um,
You do
I
not have a field
mean,
of view, actually.
yeah, I can add a one of my die to it, but I think I can
Yeah.
only add one, and it's just a d6, so it's not like I'm gonna succeed.
At max, you're going to get a 9. That's still not going to be enough.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, and I
All right.
expend the die only if the roll succeeds, so I won't even mess with that. Never mind.
You're just tending to the fire. You look around, you see more fires. You think, oh, it's fires.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. All right. So there's nothing you notice. After that, I think you might just, wait for the rest to wake up as it gets to morning. And I think as it does, all of you feel, well, for lack of a better word in Barland, this is not an elbow to you, but like you feel struck by the recent events. I mean, you already started to get that like Drakkenheim is full of the night is dark and full of terrors. Like that is just Drakkenheim. It's just it's dangerous. Just how dangerous is I think starting to dawn on you guys a little bit. It's not just monsters. It's monsters with a capital M, like big creepy monsters, walls that come alive, entire places that entire places that seem to be locked in time forever. This is like like out of the ordinary isn't even beginning to cut it. This is really strange, and it probably does a number on you. But it gives you a lot of a new experience as well, as one might say. Which I think might lead me to the point that I'm trying to make here.
Jesus, this is a
All of
long segue to say that you leveled up.
all of you go to
Level
level
up.
4.
Okay.
You are now officially level 4. Congratulations.
And we're still alive.
Yay!
You're still alive for now.
Yay!
Also, should we take like maybe like 5 minutes so we can go grab a drink and change around your character sheet?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you in a bit then.
back chat. We are on break now.
About the feed. I'm considering maybe fighting initiator, or how it's called, and going with defensive to get +1 to AC. To
Oh,
just
God.
keep stacking AC. I would be at
You'd be-
20 or no, at
You'd be an absolute tank.
yeah.
The thing is, everything that hits you with a 19 will probably hit you with a 20. And there are definitely better feats out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, you say if it hits you with a 19, it'll hit you with a 20. But I mean, it will when the off chance, like you have this, like this Hulk comes through, and like we just fought, comes down, and all it takes is that one armor point.
But I got the disadvantage from the turtle, so
Yeah, and there are also so many other good feats, like Heavy Armor Mastery is just amazing. There are just so many good feats, it's so hard to pick one.
I think I might just go with ability score improvement. I went over the list so often and didn't really find anything that really fits.
This is paralysis.
Yeah. Let's go with ability score improvement.
That's what Fritz took as well.
Do I have other spells now?
At 4th level, no, you're
No.
cut. At 5th level, you get 2nd level spells.
I can prepare 2 more spells. I think Featherfall is finally a good decision.
We haven't seen a lot of verticality in Drakkenheim.
Yeah, but there's a giant wall. You never know.
I was gonna say you forgot a walls of Drakkenheim. Hang on. But yeah, beyond that, like there's it's a medieval city. Like there's not there's no skyscrapers. There's a couple of tall buildings, but
Is there a way to go to a private? Because it'd be easier if I just talk to you and stuff, try and type it all out.
for the for your choice, yeah, sure. Let me let's go to the second channel, like below this. I'll pull you in. Hang on.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
now
that-
you all have a weird creature with voices in his head to contend with.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thinking about preparing identifier, but I first need to get pearl worth at least 100 gold pieces, and that's yeah.
And Barry has been often very lenient with just an Arcana check or something.
Hmm.
Also, you can believe me, Fritz had a few good ways to get away.
Oh yeah, no, I totally believe. Like, I'm just playing my character.
Yeah. I honestly didn't expect this to happen on this side of the river, but
Think I'm gonna go with Featherfall and Grease. Because of the little spell slots I have, if I do anything one-off, it's a bit a waste. So longer lasting effects probably help a bit more.
well, yes, but you are also basically our only frontline, so concentration is a bit
Is
iffy.
Grease concentration?
I think it is. Isn't it?
Concentration
Very
component.
few permanent effects without concentration. Oh, it's not.
Think I am good to go. Yeah, I changed some things around that I never really used anyway, so we can have a little bit more control now in our fights, hopefully. Things are gonna start
Eldritch
picking up like
Blast.
next level is gonna be fun.
Yeah,
Because that's when things start getting powerful and oomphy.
Yes.
but still, I've got the more HP really helps, and even Tali has now 26 HP,
Oh, nice.
which is fun.
See, the thing is, now once this gets pulled in now, I'll have 20 wisdom.
Ooh,
Nice.
nice.
Jesus.
I've gone up to 18 intelligence from
Yeah,
16, so
I'll have 18 dexterity as well. So
oh damn. Okay.
I had we did the random roll for the character, right? And I had
Yeah.
like a god roll. It was 11 strength, 17 dexterity, 15 con, 12 intellect, 19 19 wisdom, and then 12 charisma.
Damn.
So it's
Should
like,
have ro-
well, shit.
I
Yeah,
should have
that's
rolled to
basically rolling for stat is the only way you can get to a 20
Yeah.
stat at level 4, which
It
is
was
what I also did with Fritz.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, Fritz got
Nice.
20 charisma.
Dude, sick.
20 charisma, all right.
He's a charming little fellow.
You have me rolling for stats and getting a 7 wisdom, so it's now a 9 because I put
God.
I had to spend time just getting more wise. It's only a -1 instead of the -2 that it has been.
Hey, progress.
We're getting there.
We getting smarter.
At least
Hello.
with observant, my passive perception goes to 16 instead of
That's
what
nice.
was it, like 10 before?
Yep.
So
That's always ready for
at
import.
least I'm not like a rogue who can't see anything. Like
Wow, did you see that?
that just
Wow.
was really pathetic. Yeah.
That's always ready for import.
Alrighty, let me import all of you. With that, by the way, it becomes morning again, of course. And nothing eventful apart from what I told you has happened.
Well, that wasn't very eventful.
I didn't
All
make
right.
any of that.
And I guess I should also ask if I can use my feat ability now, or if I have to wait.
No, you
guess we do it-
on level up. So you have it right now. We just discussed the feat that he took, but it's not in the list. It should be though. So I said, act as if you have it right now. I'll add it.
I'll probably figure it out eventually, but it'd be just a fun surprise. I won't say it just yet.
Yeah.
What? He's breaking the game?
Nesvip is in there. Let me get in the Barlin. Everyone should be updated.
Could you also re-import Fritz? I did like one more spell change after I wrote to you, so
Sure.
Oh, that's beautiful now. That's a good round number. I like that.
thank you.
20 is a good round number.
It definitely is.
That +7 to survival is just
Feels good, huh? Like
mm.
that means you can't roll below an 8, which means like like, unless you roll critical, of course. But that's great. Like the low skill check usually is an 8, so you already passed that.
Meets it, beats it, right?
Yeah, but like that would mean that you would have a natural 1. So
Shh. Shh. Don't do
all right,
this
so
to
it
me.
is another morning. Drakkenheim is way off in the distance. The weather is probably like you see it on the map right now. So there's a light drizzle today.
So, what are you people actually up to?
I think we should check out the mill.
Yeah, we're yes. To
Wonder
answer your
why.
question, we're supposed to be meeting someone here to answer your question. That's why we're here, and I think we should check out the mill. Apparently, so I'm assuming Nesbit filled us in on what he saw.
Yeah,
If
I'm
I
gonna
take
30%.
you mind if I take along for now? I do want to go back into Drakkenheim, but it really seems like a bad idea to go alone.
Well,
Totally will wake up and kind of like grouchily look around, like how much information they're sharing with the newcomer to the group.
well,
She's
gradually
just
we
so
shared.
trustworthy.
We haven't really shared anything. We just said that we're here meeting someone. So,
No, he didn't say anything. He's just looking like.
oh, well, I guess for now, there's no reason to not keep you other than you were a stranger 12 hours ago. So,
Should we go to plan D because plan C failed or
Oh
not?
my god!
I was waiting for someone to make this one.
This all about?
Oh, don't worry.
Yeah, it's like I think maybe we should go. You're right. Maybe we should go to Plan D. This is considering that Plan C fell through. Oh, our I guess Plan C was our Plan A. So now we're now going to Plan B.
This gets really difficult, you know that.
We can figure it out later. Let's go to the milk. Come on.
Our plan C is plan B. It's fine.
Fritz is very confused. And
So I
Fizzle
guess-
is invisible again.
He's gonna stand up and pack his shit down and be like, "It's not confusing. It's an inside thing."
I hope it is. Because otherwise, I really don't know what you're talking about.
So we make our way to the mill and Now I'm looking. Is there anything that's changed beyond? It's daylight now, so is there something that's more apparent that we wouldn't have noticed in the dark? People with it, people
Not really. I think
camping.
what you'll see around you is that there are more people that are like packing up their camps, starting to travel. Not all of them are traveling towards Drakkenheim. You see that a couple of them are actually moving away. They probably have enough. Either they actually found something and they're done going, or they have just been so shocked by the horrors of Drakkenheim, maybe even lost someone over there and decided this is not worth it. Be that as it may, people are dispersing from this area. Only very few tents currently remain the way that you found them last night. Other than that, there's nothing really eventful happening here.
Can make our way to the mill then.
Yeah. I
Go
think I
on in
would
the.
be looking. You said it's slightly raining, so again, I bet a lot of hoods are up, but I am looking for anyone who looks like my bro, with that blonde hair. I'd be giving them
Um,
an extra look.
I mean, you have a high perception right now.
I do.
Your passive is 16, by the way, right? Like, I'll keep that in mind for now.
Yes, it is now 16.
All right. I usually don't roll a lot on passive, but there are a couple of things that I usually do, like if it's 16 or like if it's some threshold, then it's fine. I'll remember that. For now, roll me a perception check, please.
Okay. Hey, the world doesn't want me to find him right now. Okay.
It's probably
He's
because of
not
the drizzle,
here,
but like
hopefully.
everyone is wearing like cowls and hoods and whatnot, and like you don't see any hair,
That
let
would
alone
be.
blonde.
I'm so. I'm gonna be so sad if I find him eventually and he's like, "Oh no, it was definitely an Ackerman Mill," and I'll be like,
I saw
"Yeah,
you every like I couldn't speak
I
because like
rolled
duct
two
tape.
threes."
I've seen you like 7 times. Why didn't you come to me?
Yeah, I didn't know you were looking for me.
Yeah, it's like
Oh my god.
So you look around for a little while, you
Anyway,
notice that like because of the drizzle, everyone's wearing cowls and whatnot, and you cannot see any hair, and it frustrates you. So you kick a pebble as you walk towards the mill, and as you kick this pebble and you look in front of you towards the mill, you actually finally spot some hair color. It's just not the one that you're looking for. It is a strange color
yeah.
though, because looking directly ahead towards the mill, you see someone coming out wearing a distinctive blue color hair. As all of you are progressing towards the windmill, you actually run into someone that you have seen before. She is just coming out, and she kind of bumps into you guys as you do, with a telltale like, "Oh, I didn't know you guys were here." It's River.
I
Oh,
was like, "I'm pretty sure that's River," but like, if it's not, um,
Hi. Didn't know you were on this side of town. What are you guys doing here?
what are you doing here?
Official business, actually. We're on some. We're having some investigation. I'm supporting the professor right now.
Did you guys enter with the machine yesterday?
The Shield Guardian, yes.
Ooh. Can I look? Can I take a look at that?
I guess you shouldn't touch it though. Like it gets really defensive when you do. But I guess you can have a look at it in a second. You're really into machines and stuff, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
knock. I'm currently riding on Talia. I'm gonna knock on him.
Yeah. That's kind of a giveaway, right? Yeah. Fascinating. Yeah, sure. I guess maybe even a professor would like to see your contraption. Um, does that thing ride you into like fights and stuff?
Kind of. It helps.
That's so cool. Damn. Like we just use like horses and stuff, but I mean, I don't. I hate horses. But that's really cool. I think the professor would like that. So what are you guys doing here? Like, just like, did you guys went into the city or?
Well, just,
Yeah,
we're
we went in.
yeah.
Okay.
Found this fine fellow. Get into a little bit of trouble here. I point over at Fritz.
We lost another.
Hi.
And
To meet
we
you.
lost Felix. He didn't make it out.
Felix, help me. Oh,
The whip. He had a whip.
yeah, the dude with the whip.
Had the
He's currently
Yeah.
stuck inside a time loop.
Is that a what now?
Time loop.
Time loop.
There's
In Drakkenheim.
there's
if you
a
see
building.
a brightly, yeah, if you see an inn,
They
that
keep
looks like-
experiencing the moments before the meteor crashes.
Wow.
Yeah, don't go in there. It's you can't get out anymore. Probably, I don't know.
Oh,
You can-
actual causality blocking. I like that. Drakkenheim can be so fascinating.
That's
I
one
mean,
way
it's
to look at it.
fascinating.
Not for the destruction, of course, but it's fascinating.
It is fascinating. He's trapped there in a time loop. Granted, it's a lovely inn, and it seems like a good time in there. But he is stuck in there for the foreseeable future now. So,
Well, I wouldn't want to get stuck in there. If you catch my drift. So that's wow. Is he okay with it though? Like, can you still communicate with him?
yeah, he walks out and he can talk. But once you cross the threshold, you're stuck there. You can communicate just fine through the threshold, at least.
Hmm.
did he?
Wow.
He didn't though.
I think he just smiled and went to the bar. That's the only thing we saw.
No, I'm going, but Barry, because you said that Felix will also share with you that the lady's real and all this stuff. Like, so what we know about the bar now is from Felix telling us. So that's why I said that.
When you broke out of the loop and he basically stayed there. So when the loop was refreshed, that was in the first few minutes of a new loop. And yes, he had a brief moment of communication with you. There's something to be said about the deterioration of that. I don't know if you guys remember when you just entered the bubble yourselves and looked outside versus like 15 minutes later. There was a difference in how the world
Oh.
looked.
Yeah, I'm
Gotcha.
pretty
Okay.
sure he's
It
trapped in there,
deteriorates.
and
He
we
constantly-
can't just go visit him unless we want to be
can.
stuck in there forever as well.
Wow.
Oh, take it back. It could be. It might not last though. Okay, there we go.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss, I guess. I mean, there's worse ways to get out of Drakkenheim permanently, but I don't know. What do you say? Something like that? Like, sorry, I guess? Maybe. Hi, I'm River, and she extends a hand to you.
Fritz von Brandt. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I've never seen someone like you before. Wow.
I'm totally unique. There's only one like me.
See, I like your spirit, she says as she takes your hand and shakes it. I probably have to get back to the professor. You want to see the Shield Guardian?
Yep.
Yeah. And she smiles at you as she says that, and like then she like catches the eye of a Toli, and she's like, you've had classes by Professor Runeweaver, right?
He nods slowly.
Yeah. Do you guys want to meet him? Like, he's in there anyways, and like he usually doesn't really like audiences, but like, I mean,
You holding a class here?
no. He's doing some field research, believe it or not. Where with what's happened in Drakkenheim and whatnot, every once in a while, even the professors get involved because it's really important stuff. We try to stay in the outskirts. Professor doesn't really go into the city, of course, but we're currently looking up on something. Yeah. So, like, do you guys want to come in? It's not my place, but
Might as well.
Sure.
It's win in Baldur's Gate.
Let's meet an expert. Why not, right?
Sure, whatever you just said. Is that another type of Baldur's Gate? Is that like a dimension door? She says as she turns around and walks into that.
Totally gonna grab some cobweb from like the arch and stuff it in his pocket.
Sure. That isn't disconcerting at all. Immediately know what you need it for. So let's get the shield guardian. Where did I leave that? There it is. All right. So as you walk into the mill, it is currently empty except for the two people that you pointed out that were there. Every once in a while, some people do scuffle through the mill. It's not really a place where you camp, sort of. But one thing you'll immediately notice as you come in there is, as you've seen these scribblings on the outside of buildings, like names and stuff and whatnot, the inside of the mill is like the worst version of that. Like this thing is like it's graffiti almost. There's so much to read here, names upon names and lists and hints, and there might be treasure over here crossed out by no, there isn't, crossed out by like, yes, there was, but we took it. Like everything. There's so much stuff here. In the middle of this windmill, there are two figures standing here. First and foremost, the large robotic statue, which basically looks like a welded together suit of armor. That even while it's standing still, sort of has like this humming effect where it's like sort of like shaking a little bit. It's just standing there, sort of motionless. I think now that you know it's a shield guardian and you can see it in full daylight, I think you've heard of these before, at the very least, Nespip. These things are basically a perfect juncture between machine and magic, which is kind of your field of expertise, really, being an artificer. These things are literally made for like what they're named after, shield guardians. These are the things that are made by people that aren't great with armor themselves. This is the thing you want to stand behind while lobbing spells at people. This is just a walking shield. These things are tremendously strong, tremendously defensive. They will follow your every command once you construct one of these. They're really, really great to have with you. And while they're not the best fighters, perchance, they are the thing to sacrifice while you make a quick getaway. It only makes sense that a wizard or a mage traveling would have one of these with them. And I think that even though you haven't been with the Amethyst Academy yourself, Nespip, I think you might know that this is standard issue for like the higher ups. Like you go into the field, you have one of these with you. I think that is one of the reasons why you know these. You might have seen one in passing. Standing next to him is an older man. He is of average height, averaging about 6 foot, average European height. Sorry, uh, about 6 foot tall. He is slightly on the older side, and he is brandishing a beautiful, sort of like woven black wooden staff with a delirium crystal at the top. You will immediately, even though, except for one of you, no one knows this man. All of you will immediately sort of like feel the power coming off of this man. Even his eyes are radiating a beautiful magic as there is a subtle orange glow coming from his retinas. There is a certain calm about this man. And as you walk in, he slowly turns his gaze towards all of you, and you see a combination between friendliness and intrigue, as he didn't expect anyone coming in beside River. You see that River immediately picks up on this, and she says, "Professor Runeweaver, sorry to interrupt. Some people I've talked with them before in Emberwood Village. They're pretty okay people. They got a new person with them. Like, it's really fascinating. I've never like. Have you ever seen? Sorry, I'm babbling. These are what's your group name again?
Oh, when all else fails, you
Under
call
cons-
Plan C.
Okay, Professor Runeweaver, allow me to introduce you to. If all else fails, you follow Plan. She
Just
fumbles
Plan,
over the
just
word.
Plan C, just Plan C.
Oh, may I introduce to you just Plan C? Just Plan C. This is Professor Runeweaver. Here you go. And she steps back a little bit. As the professor like addresses, like looks at all of you, he stops looking around the room, looking at Natoli for a couple of seconds, and the only thing he does for now is give you a bit of a nod. You get a feeling that he recognizes you.
He nods back
Greetings.
quietly.
Professor. I guess I'm the Barlin, and this is Nespip. I think Nespip, you
Yeah, hello, Professor. I've noticed your shield guardian. May I take a closer look at that? Because I'm doing some similar stuff, and I'm gonna point on Tali. I'm probably getting down at this point.
Now, well, that is a fascinating thing. Did you make that?
Yep.
Very good craftsmanship. Well, it seems you have a knack for it. Sure. Shield Guardian, stand down. And as he says that, the Shield Guardian basically goes like, shh, leans forward. He says, go right ahead. Don't take any parts out, please. I still need it.
Sure. And I'm gonna run over there, ignore everything else, and just start looking at Shield Guardian.
I thought you were gonna
I'd
say ignore his instructions and take it apart.
Start hammering away at
Tink, 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 tink.
I might start to
It's
look
like-
for like flaps or something to look inside of it.
Yeah. He's like, wait, no, I shouldn't have given you permission. I regret
Well,
it.
first I'm looking for the river, and this might not sound so weird considering what we told you, but how long has it been since we talked to you?
A couple of days, I think. Like
Couple days?
3 days,
Okay.
4 days, somewhere. Yeah.
Okay, I was curious. I guess our issue with time that we mentioned. I just wanted to, just wondering how much impact it had on us, but that sounds about right.
Hmm.
Y'all haven't. I guess I'm looking around here, and we crossed some. Obviously, the Hooded Lanterns patrol Drakkenheim. I haven't seen any around here, have you?
Hooded
Around the
Lanterns? No, not
Around
recently, no.
Okay.
They have a gate. One of the gates is theirs, right? That's not too far from here.
That's what we were wondering. 'Cause, yeah, you're right. Going into the city, I think they do have a gate near here.
Mm. As you're discussing this, by the way, a black cat just walks on by from outside, just sort of like walks like in between your legs, Nibarlan, and walks over to Professor Runeweaver.
Oh, well, that's a lovely kitty.
Would I recognize it?
Yeah. From your days of getting teachings from the professor, he always had a cat around
Is that his familiar?
him.
Like Professor Runeweaver. That's a lovely cat. And is this a a magic friend of yours?
I dare wager that almost everything is a magic friend of ours. Magic interweaves with everything, as you know.
Because keep in mind, Nabarlin doesn't know it's because even though he keeps casting, he casts Find Familiar. He doesn't actually know that's called Find Familiar. He just knows it's called getting help from a friend. So that's all he. That's how he knows it. And then I guess at that point, like, oh, I've met friends like this before. So
Are you interested in this kind of magic?
yes, it's something that I'm very familiar with. My grandfather had a friend like this.
And who, pray tell, was your grandfather?
I'm actually named after him. I'm not from around here, so you probably don't know him. But his name was also named Nabarlin.
You're from beyond. You're from beyond the continent.
Yes, from on the continent.
Hmm.
Had a long journey to
I'm
get
not-
here.
You're noticing that he's staring very intently at you, and he says, "Yes, there is this different reading about you. Interesting. Yes, the different schools of magic allow us to perform various acts of magic. Unfortunately, here on the continent, it's not very well understood by most people, but we do try to teach. That is, after all, the very reason for the existence of the Amethyst Academy. But magic brings us more than just wanton destruction and danger. It brings us the beauty of life in the form of a cat. And other forms as well, he says. And as he points up like in the air, he just swirls his fingers once, and the tiniest opening it starts to exist in the very fabric of air, and out pops a little creature with bat wings, and basically looks like a mini potato sack with bat wings, and it just lands on his shoulder, and he closes the gap again, and in various other forms as well.
What would Barlin recognize the little potato sack?
Um, I'm not sure if you do, but you could try give me give me an Arcana check to see if you know what just happened.
Could Fritz also roll for that? Because I have
Sure,
an idea what that might be, and if so, then he might know that.
sure. With your 10,
Arcana.
it was 100% magical, but beyond that, you have no idea.
Okay.
Okay, no.
No, you ain't got a clue.
I just I don't want
Not-
to. I don't want to throw a wrench into this, but you just go demon.
I don't think
No.
that would be his reaction to demons.
No, that wouldn't be Fritz. No.
That's a lovely little potato creature.
Lovely little potato.
You say that?
Yes, I do. It's a lovely little potato creature. I you're right. That's fascinating.
Professor Unriva will laugh at that, and he'll say, "Well, it unfortunately has nothing to do with potatoes. Gosh, I could go for some potatoes right now. It's been a while." No, this is what we would call a homunculus.
Oh,
Homunculi can be summoned through various means, and well, I always keep one handy in a pocket dimension close to me. I don't know if River told you. I teach at the Amethyst Academy. I am a professor, after all. My field of expertise is abjuration magic, and well, to most magic users, magic is magic is magic. But if you are magically inclined, I know I'm probably prejudiced here, but I would say the most important and most interesting field of magic is abjuration.
is abjuration like bringing stuff from one place to the other?
No, abjuration is the magic of creating barriers and shields, obscuring, and protecting. It is the very essence of what magic should be used for. It's very important. As he's telling you this, you can just feel how much he feels that this is very important. Like he lives his job.
Fritz looks
So
a bit
he's-
skeptical.
It's like, well, that's. I mean, he must have studied the. Oh, and also, how many rings is he wearing?
Good question. As you look at his hands, he is in
Did you
total
hear
wearing 9 rings.
Oh, so he's like Mac Daddy. He's like almost. Yeah, I
The
guess-
max is 10. You have 10 fingers.
Yeah, he is.
As Pit looks at his hands.
Most people have 10 fingers. Random
not wrong,
delirium
though.
creature walks by, looks at his hands, like 25. Walks on by.
I'd be really scared if that creature had rings on all fingers.
Well, what brings you? River said you're on you're on an assignment. Is there anything we could help with?
Oh, God.
River should learn that sometimes she doesn't have to tell everything to everyone. But I understand that you are, at least for the time being, to be trusted. Yes. With the destruction of Drakkenheim and everything that has happened over the last 15 years, the Amethyst Academy has deemed it very fitting to learn as much as we can about this predicament surrounding the city and the effects that it has had on it and continues to have to this day. Um, you can imagine that the very raw power that seems to be coming from the delirium crystals from inside the city is something that we have a very prolonged interest in, and we want to study more closely. Because of that, we are getting samples and whatnot, of course. But yeah, there are other researches that must be concluded, and we are currently busy with that. I understood you've talked with River before. Did you work together already, or
She was Tully's friend. We met her briefly over in Emberwood. Shared our both our mutual love and respect of delirium, and he pulls out the arrow that he showed River before with the delirium point on it.
as you show that you actually weaponize the delirium, he will take a stern look at that and he says, "That is an interesting way to use delirium. I need not tell you the dangers of contamination, I imagine."
Believe me, you don't have to tell me twice. We've seen the dangers firsthand.
He hit his head pretty hard yesterday, so
That
Yet
too.
you see it fit to cast this upon another in a moment of need.
Nabarlan, the younger here, is not really the brightest bulb.
Lisa, I'll say it's better to look dumber than you are.
I
The
I know that we can also use it for other stuff, and I'm gonna show the part of the turtle or the little spider turtle which has actually the delirium shard in it, and put it back to Tali.
Now that is an interesting way to use it.
Thank you.
Have you learned much about delirium yet? Other than its destructive capabilities and the fact that it can apparently power contraptions like this. You learned anything
Mm,
else?
Not much more. I personally want to learn more because it's really interesting what you can do with it. But at least it looks like you can do interesting stuff with it. So I also wanted to ask if like, is there any possibility to collaborate on research?
Purely hypothetically speaking, yes. The Amethyst Academy has a lot to cover, and we can use all the help we can get. Of course, I hope you understand that, unfortunately, in the circumstances that we find ourselves in Drakkenheim, it is very difficult to give full trust. I'd like to trust you. You seem very trustworthy, even when you craft arrows like that. I do ultimately understand survival is, the most important thing. Um, yes, there might be a possibility for working together. Of course, you understand that there has to be a certain level of trust that has to be built before we can get into anything more important. Yes, he says, like sounding like a total teacher. Yes, I saw a finger.
This is a bit of an out of character question first. That is not the same staff that he used to teach with back in the day, is it?
No.
In that case, Atoli will, once he's done talking, of course, not to interrupt, he'll look at him and go, "Professor, that's not the same staff you used to teach with or have with you to your classes."
Observant as you always were. Totally, was it? I remember you. That is correct. Once we learned about the power of delirium, the academy saw it fit to outfit some of the staff with some delirium-based weaponry.
So it enhances your already quite prominent
It's a-
abilities? Or
When you use it in a direct sense, like an arrow or a sword or a dagger, it can have devastating effects on things like human flesh or any flesh for that matter. Make no mistake, if you make it a well aimed shot or a well placed dagger, You can make people mutate into most horrific things. I'm sure if you've been into Drakkenheim, you've seen a couple of the examples that roam the streets there. That is the power of what delirium can do. Luckily,
Or
there are
delirium.
more. Sorry.
I say yes. Yep.
Luckily, there are more subtle approaches to using delirium. If you cast your magic through a delirium crystal, there are some possible benefits. There are some ifs and buts, technicalities. I won't go into that right now, but yes, there are some applications through that.
We'll
there's
look at
more.
him, like study him as like, you're using it as a conduit?
That is basically what it comes down to.
To modify your spell casting.
Enhance it.
An example?
Let's just say that certain spells will act slightly different than what you are used to. But once you are able to hone in on that, you've had my training on raw magic, haven't you?
He nods.
We're getting very close to proving that our thesis about the connection between raw magic and delirium might be very real. And we think
So-
this might be a way to stabilize
Are you not afraid of being so close to delirium at all times?
it. No.
Because
You have to be cautious, of course, but there are ways to make sure that that danger is circumvented. Which brings me to the point that you made earlier. Research together, help each other, perhaps. As a matter of fact, if you're keen on helping us with a bit of research, I might have a little job for you. And if you are able to assist us with that, not only do you build some trust with me, and more importantly, with the Amethyst Academy, but it will greatly help whatever plans that you might have venturing into Drakkenheim further. I have one more question before I tell you. Venturing into Drakkenheim, what is the most important thing that you should remember? What is the most dangerous thing that you run into when you get to Drakkenheim?
is that a trick question?
Do I ever do trick questions at all?
He'll do like
This is a nasty question because you don't know.
He'll do a sideways smile and just like gamble it and say yes.
Well, then give me your best answer.
He'll think about it for a moment and then myself.
He'll take a long, hard look at you and smile and give you like the slightest nod, understanding what you just said, but not acknowledging it. I'm still waiting for an answer. He looks at the rest of you.
Oh.
What is the most dangerous thing that you'll run into when going to Drakkenheim?
At the end, delirium itself, it caused all of this.
That is wrong. Delirium can be harnessed, it can be used. Therefore, it isn't necessarily dangerous. In the right hands, it can be powerful. It can be
In the
useful.
wrong hands, it
But
can
there-
be dangerous.
Absolutely.
I would, based on my experience, curiosity.
Based on your experience, a Haze Hulk.
Yeah, curiosity and a haze Hulk.
What is this Haze Hulk you talk of? Well, as a matter of fact, I don't want to know. This is probably a terrible thing that you're seeing in there. No.
It's other
is the very-
people.
I understand your train of thought, but let me clarify. What is the reason that you're here right now at Ackerman Mill?
Me specifically, or everyone?
All of you. The people
Well,
outside, all of you. Why are you here? Why are you on this dilapidated farmland?
The
Why
most
aren't
dangerous
you
part
in
is we can't rest in there.
Exactly. There is this mist surrounding the city called the haze. You must have seen it. You must have felt it. You must have smelled it, even. This mist permeates the entire city. Make no mistake, traveling through that might seem, you know, insignificant mostly. You just can't rest there.
Um,
Make no mistake, it is so much more than that. This mist is something that we don't know the half of it just yet, but we do know a lot more than you might. Traveling through this mist exposes you to the raw essence of the meteor. We believe that this haze is actually coming from the meteor. Unfortunately, this
Right.
mist isn't just a blanket mist that lies over the entire city. It sort of forms pockets here and there. In most places, it is okay enough to travel. I do not want to use the word safe, but at least you can make it through without too much devastating effect. You can't rest. That is correct. But people can simply go crazy staying in it for too long. It can contaminate you. You can actually go on a full mutation just by being in it if you're unlucky. This is the normal side of the haze. But when you run into a pocket, and you will know as soon as you do, a thick layer of haze is all it takes for you to turn you into a creature of the night. It'll make you throw up, and it'll do nasty things with you. The trouble is, what I'm trying to say, the very reason why Drakkenheim hasn't been conquered yet in the last 15 years is this haze. It's not the monsters. The monsters are terrible, but as long as we get a good enough army and just ride through one of the gates and get into the city, we can do whatever we want over there and take the city. It's the very haze that is holding us back. Whole armies have been sent into the city and they wind up dead because of the haze. That is the danger. And that has been one of our focal points of study. This haze needs to be battled. If we can't conquer the haze, we cannot conquer Drakkenheim. And luckily for you, we might have found an edge. And this is where you guys come in. One of the Academy professors of a long time ago has defected from the Academy and has chosen his own path. I see a figure.
Again, out of character. Would that be somebody closely tied to some Tully's past, perhaps?
No, you don't
Okay.
know this person.
Cool.
He has defected from the Academy and has carved out his own path. I speak for the Academy, we and him did not see eye to eye on certain matters regarding delirium and its research. We want to know as much as we can about delirium, make no mistake, but we do try to be as orthodox as we can. There are lives at stake, and we have methods and rules that we need to adhere to. We're not animals. He chose a different approach. He made some advances in his research and wanted to do a couple of things that the Academy could not agree with, so we severed ties with him. And he severed ties with us. What we didn't expect, however, is that instead of him just giving up and striking it out on his own, he actually went into Drakkenheim to advance his studies. And we have recently gotten word on where he is. More importantly, we understand that he has done some research on the haze and has come up with a way to combat it. We're not 100% sure, but it seems like he has found a way to brew a potion that will make you combat the haze, be protected of it, be immune to it. We're not sure. But apparently he knows something that we do not know. And even though he has defected from the Academy, this knowledge would greatly advance our stance. It will allow us to get deeper into the city, conduct more research. It is something that we're very interested in, as you might understand. But we have a problem. If we go in there, guns blazing, and kidnap him, we would go against the very rules that we first set out against him. It would be unorthodox. But this research is very important. It could save thousands, if not tens of thousands of lives. if we're able to replicate this idea and produce it on a larger scale, what we're asking of you is to go ahead and find him. Try to persuade him to come back to the academy, and if he doesn't want to, procure his research. I am pretty sure that he will not have everything on paper. Unfortunately, this might mean that you will have to take his notes as well as his notes.
So what you're saying is plan A is to develop this yourself.
Stop.
I hate you.
Plan B is to
Stop.
go take it from him, but you can't do that for rules you have. Now, luckily for you, you're here with Plan C, and you can do things others can't.
I
You have
just
an
wanna-
interesting way of putting this, but that might be because you're not from the continent.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is what I'm trying to say. Yes.
Throughout that entire speech of his, Atoli would have been like looking somewhat at him angrily. Like there's something he apparently doesn't know about the academy itself. And he's
Like
just
you're
like, yeah,
you're portraying that on the professor.
he's just
basically.
staring at him like he can't be that dumb. He has to know what happened or what was happening within the academy as well.
If you're that staring at him, once he's said this, he will look at all of your reaction, and he will focus on you and say something the matter, Tony.
But once again, super dramatically, he'll remove his hood inside allow him to gaze upon his new visage. Apparently, just think, do you not know what the academy does itself?
So it isn't the haze that did this to you.
No, the academy did this.
What?
I will not call you a liar, but I find it hard to believe that that is the case.
He'll give him like
You were one of our-
he'll stare directly into his eyes. That there's no lies going on here.
Hmm. The academy sometimes goes far in their research, but
Move far.
my sympathies.
Here I was. You're just like that, man. If the academy is doing this to how far in is this? How far in is this guy? Like, and he pulls out a map.
That's all he's gonna walk off after my sympathies.
It seems luckily you are quite close. There is an estate that is on the edge of town, and it is, if you go into town, basically right off the beaten path. That is where he holds residence. Beyond that, I don't know much.
How do you know all this information about his work? How are you sure that he has a way of combating the haze? I mean, had he started this at the academy, then you think he just finished it on his own, or
Young
like,
lady,
how
do
are
you
you
have any
getting this
idea how?
intel?
Young lady, do you have any idea how big the academy is?
No.
I
At
know
the
it's
present,
comprised of pretty much all the magic users on this continent, so it's got to be pretty big.
at present,
Right?
we have 355 operatives operating in the city right now. Those are the people that are in the city. Outside of that, we have various locations where research is conducted, where teaching is still being done. Obviously, a lot of these places are obscured. You must know the reason. And with that, he is referring to the ancient history where like magic users were basically always like witch hunted We have various locations where teachings are being done. At any given time, we have more than 20,000 people active in our academy. We have ways to learn this.
You abduct people.
You abduct people.
Just from outside, like far away. They also fucking steal people.
I always learn this. Is this all done voluntarily? So
Yes.
Oh, is it?
I must admit, you being not from this continent, I understand that perhaps this is different than what you're used to. There is a lot of history that which I won't go into right now, but based on this history, a law of the land has been made at some point where we struck a good balance between protecting those that are able to use magic and um, advancing their knowledge while not gaining full control of any form of power. In essence, and I won't go into too much detail, but in essence, anyone that is born with the magic spark on our continent gets taken into the academy at some point or another. They will be taught the ways of magic so they can harness it in a safe and controlled manner. And most of those that find a home in the academy because of this also end up working for us. You don't have to, it's not under contract or anything, but a lot of them just feel safe harbor in the place that basically taught them who they are.
We're being attacked! They're destroying our city!
There is a trade off, unfortunately. Because of this, no one who has the magic spark can hold any form of office. No mayor, no king, nor queen, no baron, no nothing. If you are born with this, you belong to a select group of people, and it bars you from the other group of people.
So you're right. I'm not from here. That sounds. I look over at Fritz. That's nothing like where I come from. But I think we'll have to consult about our options here. So, and he looks back at the map. Yeah, I guess and he points down to where I guess he was pointing to. The professor in question's here, and you need his research.
Correct.
And you mentioned it might not all be in notes. You might have to persuade him to give it to us.
Yes.
Is there anything that we should know that might be helpful?
I don't know much beyond the fact that he should be located over there and that he apparently has very far going research into creating some form of protection against the haze, and we want to have this research. I do not wish you to kill him. That is not necessary. He can continue to work on his research. If he shares it with you, he can continue to work over there. We don't mind, but we need to have a copy of it. If he's not willing to give it up, perhaps I can implore you to use your persuasive skills to procure it. And if the notes are inconclusive on paper, there are ways to extract this from memory. We would have to acquire said memory, though.
And I guess is there anything that you'd be willing to offer him in exchange? Just to,
If
I guess
his research is as it is, the academy is willing to set differences aside and allow him back with full restoration of his rank in the academy.
I'll be sure he'll be thrilled to hear that.
He should be, even though I am pretty sure he won't be.
That's what I'm gathering. And as far as us now, this is a trust building exercise, but we can't go risk my well being as well as the our group's well being. there anything beyond this initial trust building exercise that might get in compensation?
You're asking if you're getting payment for this.
Not in so many words.
As a token to start building some trust, I can give you this as an advancement, and he hands you 2 potions of healing. Beyond that, know that the treasury of the Amethyst Academy is large enough to support 20,000 high-ranking officials with a lot of expenses, and that you're talking to the body of the world that governs magic. I'm pretty sure we can come to an agreement on something that you might need and something that we can procure for you, make for you, or perhaps even already have in our vast archives. Alternatively, once the research proves fruitful, we can obviously set you up with some potions from this research for your own advancements into city.
Fair enough. Everyone's going to look around. So we're in the dilapidated inn. Has it just been us in there the whole time?
Inside the mill,
window.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. In the mill. Yeah, not the inn. So, all right. Well, I guess we have a lot to discuss. I appreciate the conversation. Letting looking for Nespip. It's like letting us all take a look at your amazing craftsmanship.
All right. Well, it has been very nice meeting you. I wish you a lot of luck and wisdom in making the right decision. If you run into him, tell Oscar that I always did consider him a friend.
Will do.
We'll do what we can.
Thank you. That is
At the
best.
very least, try to bring back some potions. But
Thank you.
Yeah.
With that, he gives you a nod and he turns around and starts a subtle conversation with River.
Okay.
As we're walking out, basically, as soon as we leave the door, Fritz will go not particularly subtly. I guess that's how far his morals carry you, as long as they're convenient.
Yeah, some things never change.
They come out the door.
Yeah.
I totally will add to that in a heartbeat that like the academy doesn't know what the other parts of the academy do. None of them are trustworthy, especially those that don't know what the others are up to. And he'll pull his hood back up again and hide himself.
But if we can at least help them find a way to battle the haze, it would probably help everyone around here. So
Yeah. Yes, and that's also assuming that they are willing to share that
Yeah,
to
I
share
don't
that
know.
protection.
I don't know how getting that information back to the academy and then they would just who would they give it to? They wouldn't give it to the wider public. Would they?
That's
Totally.
Sorry, what?
They
Yeah,
wouldn't
I'm-
give they wouldn't just be giving out potions on how to on immunity from the haze. Like they would
probably keep it themselves, but
yeah, right?
I mean, we
But, I
could
mean-
just spread it.
yeah.
As I,
mean,
said,
we gotta
one hand doesn't know what the others do. The other
gotta-
does.
we gotta get the information regardless if we're wanting to find a way to get further into the city. Because right now we're on the outside, but based on everything I'm hearing, it gets worse once we get past those walls. So getting some way to protect ourselves from the haze is probably first thing we got to do. I mean, we got to do it regardless.
Mm.
Sure, for next week.
That is indeed where we're going to cut it off for this week.
Yeah.
So you got your work cut out. Probably, possibly, maybe for next week. I love the call that you made as well.
Where exactly is this on the map?
Yeah, I'll let's conclude with that one because it is indeed very close by. As he will have shared where you need to go. It is actually number 7, so it literally is on the outskirts of town.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Easy peasy.
So
Just
we
go
would have passed right by it coming here.
If you walk like you know, if you didn't go through the woods, then yeah, like it's a manor that is just on the outskirts of town.
Yeah.
You just go in there,
Interesting.
ask for the documents, shake some hands, kiss some babies, walk back. No big deal. That's gonna be simple.
Yeah,
What could possibly go wrong?
and hope that all the
Absolutely.
research is on paper.
Yeah, that's,
I mean, we just asked him, and if he doesn't want to, then we did our best. Maybe he can give us some potions, and that's it.
just ask for his what probably is the culmination of his life's work for us just to walk out. Be just fine.
Be just fine.
Hey, you don't know us, and we don't know you, but like, give us your research.
No big deal. Fairly
Alright.
inconvenient.
All right.
Right, well,
Yeah,
next week.
that'll be for
So,
next week.
Well, that was fun. At least we got to see Nabarlan finally get his head bashed in.
No, it's the first time. It's the first time I've gone down in
It is,
either game.
I know. That's why
Really?
I'm like, yeah, it
You
is.
didn't
Yeah.
go down at all last game?
Yep.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
He
I'm
got
honest-
close several times, but he still stood.
I'm honestly
Well,
not
he
sure
still
how much.
hasn't done a death saving throw because he was back up before he had to do that.
What are you saying?
Was that
Christian?
Christian?
I'm honestly not sure if I've taken any damage beyond the first time. Maybe a little, but I've barely taken any damage.
You're a
You've been
tank, bro.
Yeah, like your armor is just, and I've hit you a couple of times. It's just like your armor is just so like it's 19, right?
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
had to give disadvantage with the turtle, so
Jesus.
Yeah, that's like honestly, this is another one of those things where people say like, yeah, high armor class doesn't matter because like there's still spells, and I'm willing to say like, yeah, higher level, you might be right. Like armor class gets less and less important as you get into like the very high reaches of levels, but for the first 10 odd levels, armor class is important. So having a high armor class to start off with, yeah, no, that's no contest.
Good
Before
times.
we close out,
Yep.
who wants one of the health potions? Who doesn't have a health potion right now on hand?
think
I mean, it
have
totally does,
two,
but he
so
doesn't
I don't
want.
need
He doesn't
any.
want it.
Fritz doesn't have any, but
Okay, I'll give it to Chris. Then you get a health potion.
thank you.
Yeah. Just in case.
Cool.
Just in case. You never know.
It's funny seeing he didn't actually know.
Yeah, I was wondering how you were gonna. I was wondering your
I-
reaction on that. So
Well, that was good.
Reaction on what it cut.
Oh, so I totally pointed out, like the fact that the professor wasn't aware of what had happened to Atoli.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
and actually this whole time, like I mean, I was actually surprised too because this whole time I thought you were just born that way. I thought like it just didn't make people just kind of just went with it because the
Because
haze.
it
But I
is a
thought
race in D&D,
Yeah.
but I guess
It is, but
you
surprise,
kind
this
of
is-
you kind of what's the word? Did a little home brewing that you didn't used to be that race. I'm assuming.
Yes, and no.
his
Guess we'll
his
find
backstory
out.
is really intriguing.
Maybe
I can't wait to
eventually
read it at the end of this campaign.
There's actually like I've actually
he'll
written
never
a back.
expose it.
I've actually written a backstory for it this time instead of just a bullshit bard.
maybe it totally will feel comfortable enough with his crew to share some of it as we become closer friends throughout our
All I'm gonna
adventures.
give you is that depends on the day you catch him.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you get.
Right, well, I guess I'll let everybody go. I know it's late for everybody, me and Isabel here. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get some sleep because it's work again tomorrow. Just a heads up, I will tell you when we get closer as well. But don't forget that later on in this month, the last weekend, we will not be playing D&D because both Jay and I will not be available because we're at TwitchCon.
Oh yeah.
That's the last weekend of this month, so the 30th is that.
Yep.
Just as like we'll say like the week before that as well, just to be sure. But just as a heads up, so you know.
great.
And I just
Okay.
learned the
So,
other day
alrighty.
that pirate software is coming too.
Is he?
Yep.
I want to shake his hand. Holy
Same.
shit, he's so cool.
But yeah. Till next week.
Yep. See you
Sweet.
guys next
Alright,
week.
bye
See ya.
guys.
Bye bye.
See ya.
And that goes for you as well, chat. Thank you so much for hanging out today. Sorry, again, that for those that are new around here, Sundays I don't talk to chat very much. However, I am interacting through the chat as well. I do this because all of these videos go on YouTube and other places as well. So just to keep it interactive and keep it video formatted, basically, we do it this way. So yeah, thanks for hanging. Appreciate you all. And I'll see you all again next Sunday. Bye.